Boogie boogie. Hello. Hi, everyone. Sorry if I sound a little under the weather. Uh, But it is about 5 minutes since we started stream. Hi Ruby, welcome in. Thank you for chatting with me before stream. I appreciate you. If you need to go lurk, I understand. Tonight, I don't have the next Spider-Man game downloaded because I'm goofy and I don't like doing things. So I haven't done that yet. Thank you for the hydrate. I do have my water. I had to change out my water. The water bottle that I use, it has one of those like rubber straw tops, you know? One of those straw lids. And then like you swing open the top and it lets you drink from the straw. Anyway, it's really old and I definitely need it replaced. So I'm not gonna drink anything from that bacteria pool for now. But I have this regular plastic water bottle that I'm reusing. So I'll take a big sip for you. That does not taste good with my cough drop. Oh well. Anyway, thank you though. I appreciate you. Let's play the game. Let's just play the game. It has been brought to my attention. Cough drop water? No, it's terrible. It's terrible. We do this screen. Sorry for the flashbang. But, yeah. Anyway. They're doing an event. A character... No, well, they are doing a character event for Veressa. But they're doing an introductory event. I haven't done anything today. This thingy... Everything's been peaceful and quiet. Go to quest. It's a new guy, and apparently finishing the event gives you a free Auron. And Auron and Eonson are the only 2 4-stars that I don't have. So I want to rectify that. I think it's crazy to me that Eonson's a 4-star, but I'm not here to discuss that. I pray they have voices, though.
Huh? Why are all these people gathered around? Did something happen? Let's go take a look.
How's it looking, Doc? Is there any hope for him?
Chill, bro. I'm thinking.
Chill,
This dude's,
bro. Whatever.
Milray, right? What a little champ. Barely made a noise, despite all the pain he must be in. Did he fight in the war?
That's right. We'd never normally send such a young Tepetlosaur into battle, but we couldn't stop him. Developed a real knack for sneaking past us and running off to the front line to fight the Abyss. He's a smart one, that's for sure. Might not be the strongest, but he ran rings around those abyssal monsters. We even awarded him a Warrior's Medal after the war ended. But then he took a turn for the worse a few days ago. He's been having fainting spells ever since.
Poor little guy. Already a battle-worn veteran, yet still so young.
That's what happens in the nation of war, I suppose.
Hey, Katina, what's going on here?
Please be voiced.
Traveler, Paimon, a long time no see.
God bless.
So basically, there's this young Tepetlosaur in our tribe called Milray. We're not sure what's wrong with him, but he's been getting weaker and weaker by the day. Eva's taking a look at him. Nyan, who he grew up with, is here too. We're all really worried about him.
When my daughter got lost in the mountains, it was Milray who helped bring her back.
To think that he made it through the war, but now that peace has finally come.
Steady there, bro. We'll find a way.
And you are...
Ah, you're that cuckoo thesaurus from the vet clinic. Huh? What are you on about? So this Aoife you just mentioned, does it actually...
Hey, yo, everyone! Please chill. I think I've got this figured out. For a juvenile Saurian, he showed remarkable courage in the war, but he's too young to be using that much phlogiston. As a result, he developed a rare pathological change. The initial symptoms might not have been obvious, but he's gone untreated for so long that his condition is now very serious.
You mean he originally got sick during the war, but the symptoms only just started to show up now?
That's right. He may have just been acting tough this whole time. Didn't want his friends stressing out over him.
Aoife, there must be
Is
something
the
you can do, right?
is the dinosaur
Please
not
help
voiced?
him.
That's really funny. Really funny if
Something this
true.
rare? I don't have anything on hand that can treat it. Good news is that I read about a similar case back when I was still studying. The scroll mentioned 2 essential ingredients. First up, an herbaceous perennial known as an ocean zephyr. Though they can grow practically anywhere, they're exceedingly rare. Second, honestly, I couldn't figure it out back then either. The name recorded was Sacred Flame Crystal, but there wasn't much else to go on beyond that.
Sacred flame? Like the one burning in the stadium?
When Mualani and I took part in the pilgrimage of the Return of the Sacred Flame, we collected loads of contending sparks during the team stage. Apparently, they're sparks from the Sacred Flame itself. They even make you feel all warm and fuzzy while you carry them. Do you think these crystals might be something similar?
From the name, I'd say we're looking for a rarer, purer form of Sacred Flame.
You sure there's even such a thing? We've been in that land for ages now, but we've never come across anything like that.
So it would seem, as it happens.
Huh?
For real, Uncle Pakal?
It's a coincidence that I've even heard of it. Apparently, the people of Natland knew how to make a special kind of sacred flame crystal way back when. I'm not sure exactly how they did it, but the other chiefs might know something. I'll go ask them. Thank you, Aoife. Your diagnosis was a huge help. Mind if I keep you a little longer?
Sure thing, dude. I'll stick around until we've got some results.
Great. In that case, let's go our separate ways for now. Milray needs some proper rest, and he's not going to get that with so many people gathered around. I'll let you all know as soon as there's any news. Fingers crossed, he'll soon be on the mend.
Okay. Where's Aoife? Where did you go? You can't hide from me. Amina is busy. No, you're not. Focus mode now. You fools. Ooh, a jump scare.
What up, my dudes?
Hello?
Hey, come on, chill. The name's Aoife, a vet from the Flower Feather Clan. This here's my assistant, Kakuku. Dude's all about copying what others say.
Where?
The Traveler in Paimon, yeah? Everyone's heard all about you two. You're absolute legends. The total package. Brave, wise, and strong. Best hero duo I've ever seen. No contest.
Aww, you're making Paimon blush.
Truth is, I spent the war treating wounded Saurians. Never got a chance to fight alongside you.
You saved so many Saurian lives. That was an amazing contribution too.
Yo, thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
Yo, thanks, bro.
There was
Okay.
always a long line outside Aoife's clinic back then. Even Kakuku was so busy, he was running around like a headless chicken.
Seriously, seriously.
True that. More wounded were piling up by the day. Dude, the Abyss is no joke. Sneaky enough to hit us right where it hurts. Lots of docs have dropped at their posts over the last few years. There's some fresh talent rolling in recently. I'm hoping they could step up quick. But vet med's no joke. There's a ton of challenges to overcome before you could be a qualified vet.
That's rough.
No matter how hard you hit the books, you're still gonna run into all kinds of weird diseases that are hard to treat. Like Milray's. So rare it doesn't even have a name. If my old man hadn't forced me to read all kinds of different stuff when I was a kid, I'd probably only be able to suggest a more conservative treatment. It's true what they say, bro. There's always more to learn.
Oh, so your dad was a vet too?
Yeah, totally. Our family's medical knowledge has been passed down over generations. My old man started steering me toward being a vet when I was a kid, schooling me on all kinds of herbs. And man, if I forgot anything, out came the broom. My family's been vets for generations now. No clue who it was that kicked off the tradition, though, you know? Back when I was a kid, my dad said something about our skills being medicine born of guilt. But the reason we got into it doesn't really matter. What matters is that it's useful.
Guilt? Sounds pretty strange to Paimon. Usually you only feel guilty when you've done something wrong.
Who knows? After he passed, there wasn't anybody else I could ask. I figure it's because guilt gnaws at anyone practicing medicine. When you fail to fix someone up, I've been there. So I'm gonna do my best to make sure that doesn't happen this time. I don't recall ever seeing a record of any patient with his malady who was successfully cured. So maybe Milray will be the first.
You've got this, bro.
Heck yeah, I do. Oh, looks like the Chiefs are back. Let's go see what they have to say.
No shit. All the Chiefs, even the really tall one. Oh god.
The last time I was here, I remember seeing him happily rolling around with Io. This is so sudden.
Well, as the saying goes, illness strikes like a landslide. It's not uncommon for people and Saurians to just collapse overnight. Given that he first fell sick during the war, he's done well to make it this far.
Hey, little guy. Are you okay? Does it hurt?
For one so young to risk life and limb on the field of battle. This too is a responsibility we adults must bear.
Whoa, all 6 tribal chiefs in one place? Not something you see every day.
It's true that we used to hardly ever meet up like this. The affairs of our own tribes were usually enough to keep us all swamped. These days, though, group dinners on our days off have practically become the routine, so don't look too surprised.
Group dinners? More like group mooching. You guys always seem to end up at my place. So shameless.
Well, your cooking is too good to resist. You've seen how hopeless the rest of us are in that regard. Anyway, let's get down to business.
Aoife, we've been informed about the situation. Once again, it's a good thing you were here to help out. Milray and the other Tepetlosaurs have helped transport goods for the Flowerfeather clan in the past. We won't just stand by and watch while he suffers.
I just happened to come across a record of a case like his back home, but I don't know anything about this sacred flame crystal.
I haven't heard of it either. Can the sacred flame even take other forms?
It can indeed. While I've never seen this happen in the flesh, I have read references to it in woven scrolls. In ancient Natlan, besides the pilgrimage of the return of the sacred flame, there is said to have been another way to produce sacred flame, known as the Bloomflower Trials. It was a combat exercise, held jointly by the 6 tribes, that was even more intense than the pilgrimage. So they occasionally yielded an even purer form of sacred flame.
Sacred flame crystals!
For real? How have I never heard of that?
Simple. The Bloomflower Trials haven't been held for centuries.
Is there some hidden story behind this?
Something seems to have happened the last time they were held. But it was so long ago that I don't know the specifics. The more reasonable explanation is this: that people once believed these sacred flame crystals to be vessels of extraordinary power, and that warriors could use them to enhance their own strength. In reality, they turned out to be far less miraculous than hoped for. In some rare, very specific circumstances, they proved irreplaceable. But they were not so different from the regular sacred flame in essence. The pilgrimage produced enough sacred flame, making the Bloomflower trials obsolete, and thus they were forgotten.
Ah, I get it. So to save Milray, we have to revive the Bloomflower trials and get all 6 tribes to take part. Ooh, that sounds rough.
Sounds complicated.
I'd say we'd be better off not treating it like some kind of hassle. All 6 tribes need to take part, sure, but not everyone has to show up. We can keep it voluntary, so warriors who happen to have time can sign up and fight it out of their own accord. Since the war ended, the pilgrimage has become more like a tournament for our warriors to compete in and keep themselves in shape. So why not let them hone their skills on a fresh new stage?
We should never drop our guard completely, even in times of peace. But like that, it seems high time we restarted the Bloomflower trials.
I'm with you on that. Nothing gets the blood pumping like a contest to see which tribe's the strongest, huh?
No objections on my part.
I'll go discuss this with the others. I'm sure there will be plenty of warriors who'll be itching to take part. I can't speak for everyone else, but I can guarantee that Mulani will be there. There's nothing she loves more than a lively occasion.
And I guess your vote was a foregone conclusion, eh, Pakal? Great. We're all in agreement then.
Nice!
Thanks, everyone. It really means a lot.
Let's head back to our tribes and see how many people are willing to sign up. If interest is high, we'll hold a big event. But if not, we'll keep it small.
Agreed. Rules will be crucial too. A competition without rules is just mindless violence.
I jumped
That's
out the
not
window.
what we
Hi,
want.
Mercury. Thank
I'll
you.
draw up an outline.
Congrats on second.
Let's meet up at the Speaker's Chamber later. After all, we'll still need the Pyro Archon's final approval.
Oh yeah, and we'll also need some Ocean Zephyrs to cure Milray. Who'll go gather them while we're organizing the trials?
I've got that covered. I just noticed that some of Milray's friends have shown up.
You mean these Saurians? You're right. There's all sorts. Seems like he's quite the popular little fella. Huh.
Kakuku, can you hit them up and ask if they'd be down to lend a claw?
Sure thing, bro. I've got you, bro.
Must be nice having a Saurian companion who can talk.
Well, if that's everything, how about we call it a day?
All right. See you later. Aoife, let's head back. And bring these Saurians along too. We've got to teach them how to identify ocean zephyrs.
See ya, little guy. We'll come visit you again soon. Whoa! They sure are quick on their feet. Guess they're chiefs for a reason. When they decide on something, it gets done right away.
I'm gonna go a bit weird here. Have you seen the Spy Kids movies? I have. Nor the let's sleep on it type, are we, Paimon?
But that's what you're here for, right? Whenever Paimon puts things off, even for just a while, you'll handle them straight away. Oh, wow. No way, bro.
No
Even
way,
Kakuku's
bro.
done with this conversation.
I'll go spread the word. Kachina, you gonna sign up?
Of course.
In that case, let's head over together. Traveler, Paimon, see you at the Speaker's Chamber in a bit.
So far, so good. At this rate, Milray will be better in no time. Oh, you're awake. Wanna try getting a bit more sleep?
I feel like he has something to say.
You think so? Is he feeling hungry then? Hey, Kakuku, can you help us translate? Oh, long gone. Oh no, he does seem pretty anxious. What are you trying to say, little guy?
Bear with me here. Do you remember what happened to the president in the third one? No, you'll have to explain that one. Seems the Bloomflower trials are all set to take place, but why does Milroy look so anxious as he... Anyway, you'll have to explain. It's been a while is the problem. Indwell a Tepetsaur. You... Raw, cough, cough. Everything okay, Milroy? Do you want to eat something? Why don't I go pick you some fruit? Thanks for looking after me, Naya. I'll be fine. Hello, Milroy and Nyan. I'm so big. Oh, who are you? Haven't seen you around before. Have you come to visit Milroy too? Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that you have nothing to worry about, okay? Those nice humans have found a way to cure you. It won't be long before they've gathered enough ocean zephyrs and sacred flame crystals, so hang in there. You'll be on the mend soon. 135 trust. I trust you so much. Sacred flame crystal, cough cough. Milroy. That's exactly what I'm worried about. Those nice humans have no idea how dangerous sacred flame crystals are. Dangerous? Yes, very dangerous. They can beguile human hearts, turn friends into enemies. The humans must be very careful. He did. Milroy struggles to say something else, but he soon falls unconscious once more. Sorry, I'm dying. Beguile human hearts? The chiefs didn't mention anything about that before. Could there be an unknown risks associated with using sacred flame crystals? But more importantly, even if even the chiefs didn't know about this, despite all the knowledge they possess, then where did Milroy and Nyan come to hear of it? Nyan, who told you guys the sacred flame crystals were dangerous? A mysterious Kugasaur we met while fighting those big monsters. He was the one who told us. I still remember how our friends were all running around in a panic the first time Milroy passed out. Not this disease again. We'll need to find ocean zephyrs and sacred flame crystals. To beguile human hearts, turn friends into enemies. What should I do? Where did this Kugasaur find out then? I don't know. He often says things we can't understand. Apart from us, no other little saurians wanted to play with him. And as far as I could tell, he didn't have any human companions either. But I'm sure he wouldn't have lied to us. He saved us many times and we're very close friends. I really, really hope that Milroy recovers soon. But if sacred flame crystals genuinely are that dangerous, I don't think that's the way he would want to be saved. Don't worry, I'm here to help. I'll remind the humans to be careful. In the meantime, you take good care of Milroy, alright? Just make sure he doesn't worry too much and get lots of rest. You do that for him? Thanks so much. This is becoming more mysterious by the minute. With Mavuika and the 6 other chiefs present, I'm sure everything will be alright, but still, I'd better find a chance to talk to Mavuika about this. Yippee.
I've read through your proposal, and it sounds like a great idea. Even if it wasn't for Milroy's situation, there'd be many reasons to start holding the Bloomflower trials again. How many warriors have been signing up?
Far more than we anticipated.
Our warriors sure are fired up. The ones who came late even held a protest outside the sign-up booth. So we had to make an exception by adding a few more spots.
So many people have signed up that we've had to divide the competition up into main matches and exhibition matches. Each main match will pit 2 different tribes against one another, while the exhibition matches will see 3 tribes going up against another 3.
Okay.
I'm planning to
This is a
limit
lot
the
of
number of
stuff.
spots for the exhibition matches.
Hold on.
Accidents are
No,
more
it's okay.
likely
I'll read it.
tangled melees. So, with fewer contestants, we can ensure that any injuries will be attended to promptly.
In the third Spy Kids movie, Toy Maker, played by Sylvester Stallone, escapes the game, and just when the kids find out that they get a transmission from the president, George Clooney, which I do remember this, and he acts strange, speaking very slowly and in a more deep voice, and he says he has come for vengeance for freeing him, and then it transforms into a transmission from Stallone. It pretty much means that the president was a literal puppet and they used Stallone's body for it. That's a fate worse than death if he was conscious through all of it. Damn. That's just what you wanted to tell
You
me?
clearly thought this through with care.
How you were
have my
thinking about
approval.
how,
And don't worry, I'll find a way to fund it.
Thank you, Archon.
like, is that what you wanted to
Oh,
tell me?
where will the trials be held?
Or is there more
I'll
to
stop
it?
by later to see how things are going. But I won't be taking part. Wouldn't want to spoil everyone else's fun.
The main venue will be near the Stadium of the Sacred Flame, with additional arenas set up around the various tribes.
All right, I'm all out of questions. Keep at it, everyone, and thanks for your hard work.
In that case, we'll be off. It's time we started organizing crews to set up the venues.
Okay.
Traveler, Paimon.
Mercury,
Good
I love
luck.
your mind sometimes.
Huh?
In a kids true,
Good luck
they
with what exactly?
kids movies were different back then. I'll tell you what.
Hey, it's been a while, you two. Are you here about the Bloomflower trials too?
Yep, we sure are. Sounds like everything's going to plan.
Bloomflower trials. The name alone fills me with nostalgia. I first heard about it from my dad, who first heard about it from his dad, my old grandpa.
Guess that means they were last held at least 500 years ago? Wait a sec. No, it must have been much earlier than that, then. Whoa. When you put it like that, it does feel kind of surreal that we're doing something that hasn't been done in such a long time.
True, but I've got a good feeling about this. We'll pull it off, rest assured.
Do you know anything about the sacred flame crystals? Is there anything dangerous about them?
What makes you ask?
We heard rumors the sacred flame crystals can beguile human hearts.
I've never heard such a rumor before. And rationally speaking, it just doesn't even seem possible. The rules governing the Oda resurrection have protected Natland for many long years, and these rules are themselves fueled by the Sacred Flame's power. We've been working with the Sacred Flame all this time, and we've never noticed anything unusual about it. In essence, Sacred Flame crystals are just another form of the Sacred Flame. I can't imagine how they could possibly beguile human hearts.
That's very true.
So please, be at ease. And besides, even if they did harbor some kind of evil power, it will not cause any real trouble in the Natland we now live in. Not if I have anything to say about it. Our main priority right now is to hold the Bloomflower trials so we can collect enough Sacred Flame crystals to heal that little Tapetlosaurus.
It's so reassuring to have you on our side, Moika.
Well, there are some things even I can't handle. For example, it just came to my attention that you've got some people waiting for you outside.
Huh? Who could they be?
You'll find out soon enough. Go on now. Don't keep them waiting.
Okay.
A new competition brings a new challenge. And who knows? Maybe even a whole new story.
Finally, you're here!
Oh shit, they're gonna be voiced.
Traveler Paimon. So, basically,
Hold up, what happened to first come, first served? What I'm saying is I get to go first.
What's going on? Why is everyone turned up all of a sudden?
So...
We wanted to remind you we have voices.
So, you know about the Bloomflower trials, right? I mean, we were wondering, have you decided which tribe you'll join? If not, how about the people of the Springs?
What? We're allowed to take part too?
No shit.
Given that the trials haven't been held in so long, we're creating a new set of rules for them, separate from the ones for the pilgrimage.
All of the chiefs have agreed, but whether or not you compete or which tribe you support, well, that's completely up to you.
As the hero who saved Natlan,
Do we actually
your
get to
participation
choose?
would be a huge morale boost for whoever you choose to join. In other words, recruiting you is every tribe's top priority right now.
Oh, so that's what's going on. No wonder Chief Akatl wished us good luck just now. He must have known this was coming.
And that's all for the chit-chat. I hope you're ready for some serious incentives.
No.
How do you like the sound of luxury hot spring vouchers? I'll even throw in a selection of fine gifts from the shop.
Luxury hot springs? Sounds like Paimon's perfect vacation.
We're
If you
finally
join
doing the
Scions
bare
of the
minimum.
Canopy, we'll
It's a
hold
little
great
more
barbecue in
complicated
your
than
honor.
that, Mercury.
The finest quality meat, all you can eat.
And if you join right away, you'll even stand a chance of being taken on as a sidekick of the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula Hao!
Yeah, no one wants that.
You little... Ah!
All you can eat barbecue?
Join up with the Collective of Plenty, and I'll provide a year's worth of training sessions and a personalized nutrition plan to help you become stronger than you already are.
Paimon's not too keen on training, but getting stronger does sound tempting.
All I've got to offer are freshly picked vegetables, but I can guarantee they're really tasty.
Ooh, could Paimon get some samples?
Fancy some flying lessons? Or you could just hitch a ride. I'll take you soaring through the skies myself.
Well, flying's kinda what Paimon does for a living. But flying around with the Traveler sounds like it could be a lot of fun too.
I can bake Saurus crackers and green fruit chips.
Oh, Paimon loves those too! Ooh, this is such a tough choice. Not just 'cause the freebies are tempting, but also because picking one tribe feels like we're betraying all the others. You know what? Paimon's decided to leave this one to you.
How about I join all of you then? Tumani belongs to all of Natlan after all.
Paimon's pretty sure that isn't an option.
Actually, it's not a bad idea. It could work
They
for the exhibition
Minte
matches
they
at
did
least.
replace
There'd
Kanich.
be 3 tribes on one side versus
They did
3 on the
hire a
other
new
for
voice
those.
actor from.
So, first half you're on our side.
I don't think they did that
Second
for
half,
anyone else in
on
Natlan
theirs.
though.
Sounds fair enough.
I might be
right?
wrong. I don't keep real close
thought
track
of
to
that.
VA
Pretty
drama.
clever.
What? Really? Huh. Then, as for those perks you mentioned earlier...
Don't worry, my offer still stands. Enjoying ourselves is the #1 priority here.
So it's settled then? For the first half of the exhibition match, you'll fight alongside us Scions of the Canopy, People of the Springs, and the Children of Echoes against the other 3 tribes.
I played through most of the story
just
and
like the old days when
all
we used
that
to fight
long
side by
silent
side.
dialogue, yeah.
We're gonna be unstoppable.
I'd hear that there
All
was...
right, it's nearly time. Let's get ready and head over there together.
Okay. We're safe, so I can actually discuss this a little bit. And I don't know, like, all the details, okay? I don't keep very close track about it at all. But what there is, basically what I heard what happened is that they announced the new voice actor for Kanich, and everyone immediately harassed him. And he's not violating the strike. It's very complicated to explain. And I don't have all the answers, but I do have something that can help you. I posted it actually. In Show and Tell, Risley's voice actor he talks a lot about the facts of what's happening and why it's happening and XYZ. So I would really recommend you guys watch that video instead of trying to get me to explain it. But basically, they announced the new voice actor for Kanichi, and they all decided to harass that voice actor, which is incredibly out of line. It was incredibly out of line. Like, other voice actors did that. I think it was like Paimon's voice actor and Kachin's and what was Hu Tao's voice actor also did a lot of mean stuff. But the thing is that the new voice actor, yeah, it's not the new VA's fault. The new voice actor is in Japan. He's based in Japan. So that this quote unquote strike that they're doing, which isn't really a strike, but I can't explain that in detail. This thing that they're doing doesn't affect him. He didn't even know that it was happening. So, again, incredibly out of line. Even if he did know about the strike happening, does that mean Paimon will now sound like Selena Gomez? Bro was just like, yeah, especially in like the voice acting world, getting jobs is hard. It's difficult. So when you get something as big as Genshin Impact, you take it, right? Like, you can't blame Kanichi's voice actor. He didn't know. It's not really his fault. But yeah, anyway. What is this? But yeah, it's a real complicated thing. I would again really recommend that video. There's stuff that there's a lot of stuff that happened behind closed doors. And I have a chat with the staff nearby for the ocean sectors. Okay. Oh god, there's so much stuff happening. People just suck sometimes, yeah. It's the sad short end of things. People suck. I think, yeah, with how big like social media is, especially these days, it's really easy to be misinformed and work based on your emotions instead of facts. It happens.
Alright, so this is our base. According
I'm
to
just
the
glad they
rules,
have
all we
voices
have to do
now.
is capture 3 of their bases in a row, and we win! The almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula How, needs only lift a claw, and poof! All that you behold shall be turned to ashes.
Mess up our match, and I'll lock you up till it's all over.
Haven't played in a while, just lost motivation. Yeah, I haven't.
You killjoy.
I've been like
Real dream team.
off days at a time just because there's not.
We know each other pretty well, so
It's
working
not
together
very
should be a
motivating
breeze.
to play.
Still,
currently,
let's not get careless. There are a lot of cliffs nearby, so our vision will be obscured.
Like
They
after
could ambush us from the
after
high
I
ground,
pulled
too.
for Isley,
In that case,
after I attained what I went
water
out to
instead.
attain with him,
see that flag over
I
there?
stopped playing
That's the
as
collective
much.
of Plenty's base, right? We'll approach swiftly on the water, sweep in and capture the base, then move up to the high ground.
I like the way you think.
I trust your judgment too, Lualani.
They won't know what hit them.
All right then, time for me and my Sharky surfboard to strut our stuff.
I really hate the grind.
I'll take point.
I think
Everyone
grinding
follow
in
me.
a video game is the most like hair pulling thing I could ever fucking do. I hate it so much. I managed to replace my addiction to Genshin with an addiction to Warframe. I hear Warframe is like a really expensive hobby to get into.
They saw through our plan?
They saw through
No
our
choice but to
plan?
face them head on now.
For some reason, I hate exploring. Ooh, I see.
All right, then.
I'm the
Time for
opposite.
a
I
real
personally love
showdown.
exploring. Like Fontaine. I don't know how any of these people play. Send an ambulance.
Right here.
Ah!
Clear the area. Hey, no flapping. Give them everything you've got.
Rude. Do the thing. It's time consuming. Come back home to a second job. That's what sorry, I'm reading chat. I'm not really playing too hard. That's what it feels a lot. With a lot of these games that try to insert replayability. I hate grinding. Everyone is telling me I play so for those of you who don't know, on the weekend I play Kingdom Hearts, and everyone tells me you gotta start grinding in Kingdom Hearts. You need to do this and that for that in Kingdom Hearts, and it drives me insane. I do not want to grind. I would
Let's call it a day.
I would much rather take on a level 60 Riku at level
Don't count your
42
Yukasaurs yet.
than
Let's head
ever
over to the
have
next
to
spot.
grind in that fucking game.
Don't forget to plant our flag before we leave. This is proof of our victory.
And I guess it's not as bad with whoopsies. It's not as bad in Kingdom Hearts because it's actually fun, but
Right here.
See that? Up above the cliffs? That's the Masters of the Night Wind's base.
The nearby mountainsides have all been blocked off by crystal clusters. Looks like they don't want us getting up there so easily. Don't worry. Leave this to Turbo.
Warframe has really high
finally here,
prices. It also has
Other
a trade system.
If
Ooh.
I'm back home too late, my vegetables will get thirsty.
Don't worry. We'll make this quick for you.
Don't hurt me.
Right here.
I want off of this ride.
Take a look behind the veil. Need a surfboard?
Wait. Is that all you have?
Deep breath and grit your teeth.
Yeah.
Take a look behind the veil. Wind blows. Take a look behind the veil.
My weight. Chances are looking slim. Perhaps it's time I got going.
Change your thing. This is really embarrassing. I don't know how to play any of these characters. Do not look at me.
Masters of the Night Wind's base too. Look, up there in the mountain, the flag of the Flower Feather Clan. Wow, looks like they're already on high alert.
Yeah. Not only do they have the high ground, but they're highly mobile too. With our current forces, a frontal assault won't be easy.
Looks like I showed up right on cue, huh?
Hey, you're here too, Shiloni.
They did mention reinforcements.
Let's save this small talk for when the flag's in the bag.
Now that backup's arrived, let's split up into 2 teams.
I'll lead a frontal assault to draw their fire. The rest of you find another route up and strike directly at the heart of their base.
Dude, I love Jalonin.
I can taste our victory already.
She's the Gyaru of all time.
Are you running away?
Does it look like I'm running away? It's okay, I got it. Oof, that was scary.
Hold up, that's where Shilonin's headed. Let's find another way.
Okay. Oh wait, that's Jalonin. Lol. Anyway.
Okay, let's stop around here. We can use grappling hooks to climb up to the top.
Well, would you look at that? You managed to find a gap in our defenses somehow. But this is just the beginning. So stay on your feet. If you can.
We're not gonna lose!
Well said. Let's do this.
Let's have ourselves some fun!
Watch out, or you'll get singed.
Rude.
Here goes! Woohoo! Woohoo! I got it. Cool it down a lot.
Still got
Oh,
plenty
there's
of
more.
bullets left with your names on it.
I got it. Cool it down a lot.
Alright, how about we call it a day?
Jessica got her ass kicked.
Does that mean we've won?
Told you we'd be unstoppable.
Well, that was pretty exhilarating, even as battles go.
Oh, you can say that again. I was still fighting off cuckoo sword riders halfway up the mountainside when I'd heard you already taken the base. That was well played.
Thanks for covering us. We would. Guys, please. My butthole is in danger. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Thanks for covering us. We wouldn't have taken the base the way we did otherwise.
Yeah, the going would have been way tougher if we had fought our way up.
I would have handled it, but whatever.
How about the sacred flame crystals? Did anyone manage to get their hands on some?
I found a few shards, but they were only about as big as grain fruit chips. I gave them to the marshals from the Masters of the Nightwind on our way back.
Yes, and they gave them to me.
Hello,
Are you here to take part in the Bloomflower
our
trials too?
resident Sundere.
I devised the techniques for the main matches, so of course I would show up. Those marshals handed the sacred flame crystals over as soon as they saw me. I did a quick tally. At this rate, we should have enough by the event's end.
That's awesome!
Even Sitlali didn't notice anything strange about the sacred flame crystals. Am I just overthinking this?
Well, since everything's gone so smoothly, why don't we hit the hot springs tonight?
Oh, I am all for it. There's nothing like letting our hair down after a hard day's work.
Jalonin in the hot
wouldn't go down badly
springs.
either.
God bless.
How about we head over there together? You can all hitch a ride on Turbo Twirly.
Oh, sorry, but I need to head back to the workshop to finish up some forging commissions first. Let's meet at the People of the Springs later this evening.
I need to help at the shop anyway, so I'll pick up some snacks there. See you all tonight!
I might be a bit late. If you're all there earlier, feel free to start without me.
Great! Paimon can't wait!
Uh-huh. Sure. In that case, I guess I'll be off too. See you tonight.
Hurry up, guys! You're the last ones left! Come on, I'll take you to get changed. You remember where the changing rooms are, right? I'm pretty sure I showed you last time. Time
Time sure flies. Oh, sorry. Let's save the reminiscing for later. Let's go!
Get in a familiar spot. No
Let's
way!
get this party started!
I'm exploding!
This is the life.
They can't keep getting away with this, chat.
I bestow upon you the name of the Almighty Dragon Lord. All the fatigue just floats away. If only we could do this every day.
Milani
Aren't you gonna
swimsuit.
join us, Shilonen?
I'm not a huge fan of being in the water. This right here is more my kind of spot.
And last but not least, surf, turf, and perch.
That smells amazing. Oh, hold your horses. There's a time for fun and games, and it's now when there's delicious food already on the table. Oh, wait for Paimon! Take that, Kanich! Bow before
Even Kanich has a little swim trunks. God bless.
Watch it, how? We're splashing water everywhere.
This is so tasty. Traveler, you gotta try it.
My favorite is that these are like special rendered designed.
I made Sora's crackers. Come have some.
This shit's so funny. Like it's special art, right? But all the cups are in-game assets. Hello?
Unhand me! Let me go!
That was amazing, by the way.
Thanks for sticking around to help me clean up.
No problem at all. We had a blast.
Parties are always extra lively when you guys are here. It was so much fun. You know, by the way, I couldn't help feeling that there was something on Kachina's mind during dinner.
I noticed that too. She's been a bit off since the exhibition match ended.
Oh, it's strange. She usually comes to me for advice when something's bothering her. Maybe this something different? Oh, sorry to do this, but could you try asking her?
Of course! We'll ask the next time we're alone with her. If there was something we could do to help, there's no way we'd stand by.
Oh, thanks. That makes me feel a lot better. Anyway, I'll be heading off now too. Just remember, you'll always be welcome to come hang out with me at the People of the Springs.
Bye for now. See you soon.
Wait until 2 days later, which I can do. That was so good. I love that. I have mail. Lame. Oh, I forgot about that. Let's just wait until 2 days later. We got this. Easy. Yippee! Onto the story. Go visit Kachina.
Oh, here you are, Kachina.
Oh, hey. I had some time on my hands, so I decided to bring Io over to check on Milray and Nyan. Don't worry. Everything's gonna be fine.
Kachina, has something been on your mind lately?
Huh? What makes you ask?
Well, you seemed a bit down after the exhibition match, so we're kinda worried about you.
Thanks, Traveler and Paimon. I'm okay, really. I mean, it's hard to explain. I've just been feeling a bit lost. Despite losing the pilgrimage so many times, what kept me going was the belief that someday I'd win and earn a
Did it
spot
hurt
in the
when
Night
you
Warden
fell from the
Wars.
vending machine because
So
you're
when I
a
finally
snack?
did,
Go see
I was
hi.
over the moon.
I have my water
I mean,
bottle.
things didn't
My new
exactly go
water
as
bottle.
planned, and you and the others had
Big
to
sip
rescue
just for
me from
you.
the Night Kingdom. Still, I achieved my dream. But after the happiness wore off, I felt hollow. I didn't know what
Thank
to
you for the
aim for
redeem.
next, or what I should work toward. Then the Bloomflower trials came around, and I could fight alongside everyone again. But when the exhibition match ended, I suddenly realized that everyone had real-life responsibilities to return to. Everyone, that is. Except for me. And that got me thinking. Am I the only one who's still like a kid? The only one who's left with so much free time on their hands? Who's never really grown up?
So that's what's been bothering you, huh?
This is an important stage in life too, Kachina.
Huh? You mean everyone feels like this at some point? I thought it was just because I hadn't been working hard enough.
There's no big rush. Take your time searching for what it is you want to do.
Oh, I see. Thank you, Traveler.
Huh. If you think about it, this is a good thing. Not knowing what you want means the future's still full of possibilities, right? When Paimon can't decide what she wants for dinner, she gets to imagine all kinds of delicious dishes. But if someone told her, "You're eating this tonight," kinda spoils the anticipation.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
I see even you have your moments of wisdom, Paimon.
Hey! Stop underestimating Paimon like that, would ya?
Oh, looks like you guys beat me to it. Is the little guy feeling any better?
Greenicy Lolly! Hello!
Hello. I didn't have much going on at the moment, so I thought I'd check in on our patient.
Milray's been in a deep sleep this whole time. It's just as Aoife said. We'll need to gather all the sacred flame crystals before we can help him.
I imagine you're right. By the way, you haven't run into any trouble lately, have you?
What, me? Run into trouble?
When we discussed the sacred flame crystals after the exhibition match ended, everyone else looked happy. But you seem to have something on your mind.
So that's what this is about. I was worried that the sacred flame crystals might be dangerous. Did she think there was something else on my mind? While I was worrying about Kachina, she was worrying about me. I should just be honest with her about the rumor. You tell Sitlali about the rumor that sacred flame crystals can beguile
rumor,
human hearts.
But a fearful sounding one all the same. Fear stems from the unknown, so the more cryptic the hearsay, the more panic it spreads.
Wait, are the crystals actually dangerous? Then what about Milray?
Mawika was right. Even if trouble does come our way, she'll handle it. Still, there must be a story behind the Bloomflower trials being stopped. It is said that something happened the last time they were held. Since you're concerned, why don't we look into it? I'm sure we'll still be able to find scrolls from back then over at the Masters of the Nightwind.
Let's go. Knowing the truth will put our minds at ease.
Can I come along? I'd like to help.
I don't see why not. Come, let's head over to my place. We should leave this little Tapetlosaur to rest.
Massive board of guilt. Hmm. I'm actually gonna teleport here first. Pretty quiet. Give me a second. We have to take a short break. So go to the bathroom, go get snacks. Make sure you have water and you're staying hydrated. And we'll be back shortly with a little more Genshin Impact.
The weather's fine and I'm feeling great.
The right location. Once you've put pen to paper, there's no turning back.
Gotta pick a good date.
Gotta pick the right location.
The weather's fine and I'm feeling great.
Once you've put pen to paper, there's no turning back.
Gotta pick a good date.
Gotta pick the right
The
location.
weather's fine and I'm feeling great.
Once you've put pen to paper, there's no
Gotta
turning
pick a
back.
good date.
Gotta pick the right location.
Gotta pick a good date. The weather's fine and I'm feeling great.
Chat. I have a question. Do you guys want spaghetti? This is not a trick question. Do you guys want to have some spaghetti? I want to have some spaghetti. And I'll ask the most trustworthy person I know to handle that. Let's see if I even get a response. Hold on. This is not a drill, chat. Give it a second, it's ringing. I might not get a response, chat. This is so sad. I did not get a response. Chat, there's no spaghetti. We can't have spaghetti. I tried. I really did my best. It just wasn't meant to be. Yeah, now I'm crossing my legs. Okay, let's get back to it. Also, drops on. Oh, hold on. I didn't know drops were on. Give me a. Let me open. Let me open up my own chat. Hold on. So that I can get drops. What are they dropping? View the details. Ooh, primos. 30 whole primos. Don't you love it? I can't wait to get 30 primos. Well, to be fair, the rewards are only for an hour and a half. Like, I'd be more mad. Not to throw shade or anything. You're not lurking in chat. I know I'm fake. I know I'm fake. I'm sorry. But not to throw shade or anything, but Palia has done Twitch drops. It's a game that I'm into. But they do drops. And the problem with it is that you have to watch for like 6 hours. Have I not already gotten this? Oh no. I think I've already gotten this. You can't trick me into watching more. Give me a second, chat. But yeah, you have to watch like 6 hours just to get like the basic materials you can get from hunting. Like you just go out into Bahari for 5 minutes and then be done. Right? Oh, I've already got it. We're fine. I don't have to. Anyway, yeah. It's like 6 hours and you get basic materials and some RNG bag of RNG. It's a pain in the butt. Chat, why doesn't mom love me? I wanted to call mom for some paschetti. Like said Overwatch who asked for 18 hours? Dude, that's mental illness. Ain't no one watching Overwatch for 18 hours. Do I still get it in mod view? I think I still do get drops in mod view, so that's cool. Overwatch already is mental illness. True. This was 7 days ago. I'm gonna clear out my requests a little bit. I think we did all of these. It's been pretty quiet these past 4 days. Oh, fishing stream. I think that has to be refunded. Sorry, now I'm just doing some cleanup, chat. I'm padding out my hours for those Twitch drops, I guess. An hour ago, yay! And we've done all of these. Yay! Put that there. Okay, well. Do you think we should... No, I don't want to call too many times. But I really want Biscotti. Switch over to this. Let's do the quest again.
I had someone gather up all the woven scrolls from that era. Maybe we'll find some leads we can follow.
There's that many? Oh, this is gonna take forever.
Come on. Less whining, more reading. If we split them up, we'll finish in no time.
A variety of events are recorded in these scrolls, like moments of frozen history with the power to pull you back into the distant past. I've flipped through several of them, but still nothing about the Bloomflower trials. Yet the stories they contain, they're almost unimaginable. War, peace, alliances, betrayals. Seems like in the Natland of 6 or 7 centuries past, relationships between the 6 tribes were incredibly complex and constantly shifting.
Why have you stopped? Did you notice something strange?
Are there still conflicts between the tribes nowadays?
There will always be tensions. But the intensity has changed. Usually the Pyro Archon tries their best to prevent intertribal disputes from escalating. But not every Archon has done that as well as Mawika. Also, given that our Archons live only as long as mortals, the transitional periods can be fraught with challenges.
Ah, I see. First time I've heard of that.
Far fewer conflicts have ended in bloodshed over the past few centuries. Whenever I read through these scrolls, I too am always struck by the thought of how unimaginable our lives would seem to people back then.
Hey, come check this out. This one seems to mention the Bloomflower trials.
Oh? Let me see. A curious coincidence indeed. It seems like the last Bloomflower trials were also held to save the life of an ailing Saurian.
Huh? Was it the same illness as Milray's?
The scroll doesn't say, but it seems likely. Strange. It's very unusual for such records to be so sparse on details. The scroll only vaguely alludes to 2 things. Firstly, that the Bloomflower trials were held to save a sick little Saurian. Secondly, that they seemed to have failed. And that the chief of the Flower Feather clan had a major falling out with his younger brother. And later on, his brother left the tribe and lived as a recluse. That's all it says.
But that basically tells us nothing! You know, except that the person who weaved this scroll must have been slacking off on the job.
Or maybe something happened that was too sensitive to record.
Sacred flame crystals having the power to beguile human hearts. Is this where that's from?
Despite combing through the rest of the scrolls, none of
Looks like we'll have to approach this
I don't know
from
why I
another
bothered with
angle.
that.
I'll go take a look through some even older scrolls. Surely the trials were held more than once.
Seeing as that scroll just now mentioned the Flower Feather clan, I think I could go ask Chief Mutota.
And what's our next move? Any other leads we can follow?
Come to think of it, that mysterious Kukasaur that Milray mentioned might be able to shed some light on this. I have a feeling a certain Kukasaur might know a thing or two.
A certain Kukasaur? Who told you that? Oh, Aoife's assistant Kakuku must have told you, right? I heard he sometimes translates for the other Saurians.
Yeah, this might not be the best time to dive into the whole Saurian indwelling mystery. Guess I'll just give Kakuku the credit for now.
Alright then. I'll look into those ancient scrolls, Kachina can head over to the Flower Feather clan, and you two can track down that Kukasaur. Let's split up and meet back here later.
dokie. Let's head to the Children of Echoes and ask Nyan for more details. I thought I saw Sparkly. Yoink. Oh, that means the fucking dinosaurs aren't gonna be voiced. That's great. Nyan, can you tell me more about more about that mysterious Kukasaur you mentioned before? Huh? You want to make friends with him too? Yep, that's right. Where can I find him? Tracking him down is no easy task because he's always off somewhere on his own. One second, he'll pop up in front of us and vanish into thin air the next. It's actually pretty impressive. One time, he took us to this absolutely beautiful place with this really, really tall stone gate. And there were so many other Kukasaurs there. We wouldn't usually trespass on other Saurians' territory, but since he took us there, it was fine. He said that was his home. Kukasaurs and the Stone Gate. Sounds like it might be near the Flower Feather Clan. Let's go check it out. What does he look like? How will I recognize him? He's really easy to spot. If you see one that looks all light and floaty, that's him. Light and floaty? Yep, light and floaty. You'll know who he is the instant you see him. That seems to be the only description Naya can come up with. It's vague, but it'll have to do for now. Oh, and if you do see him, could you say hi from me and Milray? We're both starting to miss him. He did drop by to see us, but there were too many people around for his liking. Sure thing. Leave it to me. Veressa. Oh shit.
Feeling hungry? I just picked these from the orchard.
Rawr.
Go on, have some. Taking care of a patient like you're doing is hard work.
Father!
Don't wear yourself out with worry.
Hello?
Okay?
Rawr. That shit's so funny.
There's plenty more where that came from.
I'm sadly in the middle of story, so if I wasn't, I might have just let him in just for the lulz. Father. I mean, mommy. I mean, that's the problem with our Lakino. You don't know which one to use, but they're both correct.
Shh. So, everyone got that? They'll never see this coming. We'll catch them totally off guard.
Leave it to us. We'll show them what we're made of.
Get you a girl that can do both, to be honest. Real.
What are you doing here? Oh, Traveler, Paimon, it's you. You nearly scared the life out of me. Just between us, we're discussing our strategy for the next half of the exhibition match. But as for the details, those will have to stay a secret. After all, we'll be competing against you this time.
What about you guys? You seem like you're in a hurry. Has something happened?
We're on the trail of an extremely rare and elusive Kukusaur.
Rare and elusive?
You give Kenichi and Milani a quick rundown on the situation.
In that case, we can help with the search. That description of the location's way too vague. The scenery around here is all pretty much the same. Without anyone to help out, it'll take you forever. What does the Kukusaur look like?
Light and floaty. Chat, this might be the end for me.
Nothing more specific than that?
Apparently we'll know who he is the instant we see him.
Alright, well in that case, let's split up.
I'll check the higher ground and see if anyone over at the Flower Feather clan has any ideas.
I'll follow the river then.
Sounds like it's my time to shine. As Kenichi will tell you, I'm a born hunter with the eyes of a hawk.
I haven't got anywhere else to be either. I'll take a stroll nearby and see if I can spot anything.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Don't mention it. Anyway, we'd better get going. Catch you in a bit.
Ask the Kukasaurs about the situation. Before we do that, chat, I'm gonna be real with you. Food is ready. Food's ready. So food's ready. So I have to go and eat food. So I have to find you guys with something to listen to while I go. Hold on. Let me find something for you. Something that won't get me copyright struck. Could play the Genshin Sag after video. Genuinely, chat, do you genuinely want that? Because I'll do it if that's what you want. It's like 20 minutes long. It's like 20... No, it's actually really long. Well, it's not really long, but you know. It's longer than 20 is what I'm getting at. I was halfway through hearing it. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll put that up. That is perfect. I will just give me a second. Just give me a second. I got this. I got this. Put this up. Let me do something real quick. Okay. Chad, I'm about to sneeze. Ah, my goodness. Chad, I sneezed. Bless you. Thank you. My butthole is safe. Give me a second. Perfect. I'm gonna chat. I'm gonna leave you with this. It's a SAG after video. It's gonna tell you stuff about what's happening with the voice actors, with Genshin, why this is all happening. This quote unquote strike they're doing, and then I'm gonna go get food. Let me actually change to my other. Let me turn off my display. Go to group gaming and then turn on my display. And then do this. So you guys know that I am going to be gone for a little bit. Let me make myself smile. BRB. I'll see you guys after I finish food.
So, we've lost our shared humanity over a f***ing gotcha game. Okay guys, it's time we had a talk about Genshin, Hoyo, and the strike because man, it sucks out there right now. And before I start, I do want to say a big thank you to everyone who I consulted with while I was writing this script, okay? I talked with union members, I talked with non-union members, talent and fans, etc. My goal here is twofold: educate and de-escalate. So a big thank you to all the people that helped me get grounded and get the facts before getting started. If you haven't seen my original video where I explain the strike itself, I'm gonna go over a little bit of it again here, but you might wanna check that out first before diving into the incredible amount of nuance that I'm about to do in this video. First, this video is designed, and I want you to pay attention here, to outline facts. And in any case, where I absolutely have to inject my opinion, I've done my best to make it clear that I'm doing so. It's not here to render judgment on studios or casting directors, Hoyo, the fandom, actors, nobody. The reason I'm making this is because I've gotten so many questions, and the internet situation is so weird every day from well-meaning individuals in the community asking for updates on the SAG-AFTRA strike and recasts, etc. Stuff that most actors really don't have any insight on, right? We're just actors. We don't know what Hoyo is thinking, etc., etc. But given that nearly every social media platform has become a powder keg, I'm getting a little tired of seeing our shared humanity deteriorate over a gacha game, okay? The social phenomenon that is Genshin Impact and its follow-on Hoyo games have changed the voice acting industry and fandom in many ways. It's very, very unique. Some ways that I don't think are that great. This is my attempt to bring us back to reality with some facts. If you're looking for more toxicity or someone like spilling the tea, you are absolutely in the wrong place on this video. The other thing that I want to say is that I don't speak for any individual other than myself, even though I did a lot of research and talking with a lot of people to come up with the script for this video. The things I'm presenting here are what I believe to be true based on years of working in this industry, conversations with other actors, agents, directors, studios, etc., etc. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a negotiator, or anyone who has the power to go out and affect change, okay? I'm someone trying to spread understanding in my role as a teacher and an actor in a world full of viral social media posts that are both untrue and inflammatory. And that's what we need now. We need shared understanding, okay? This is my attempt to provide it. First, let's briefly recap the SAG-AFTRA video game strike. The Actors Union is currently on strike, which means its members are not allowed to work for video games only, for a select group of production companies in the effort of bringing formal protections into our contracts regarding our voices being used for the purposes of AI. This means that actors who are a member of the union, SAG-AFTRA, are not allowed to work on those certain struck games from those certain struck companies. I'll say it again. The strike is for specific union games, for specific union signatories, for actors that are a member of the union. Games that are non-union, meaning that their companies are not signed to union contracts, are by definition not struck. In addition to that, games that started production before the strike are also not struck. It's a very confusing atmosphere, I know, but I can relieve that confusion for Genshin fans specifically by saying this. Do you know what company isn't in that select group of production companies being struck? Hoyo. I cannot emphasize enough that MiHoYo properties are not and never have been union games. Therefore, Genshin has never been a struck property. There are 0 union rules governing Genshin or any MiHoYo game, period. End of story as of this date. This is not a debate. This means, and I want you to listen very carefully here, if the SAG-AFTRA strike ended tomorrow, this would mean absolutely nothing for Hoyo Games and its actors. If suddenly WB and Formosa, Keywords, all the rest, threw a ticker tape parade and said, "We agree to all the actors' demands, yay!" Nothing would change for Genshin or Star Rail or Triple Z or any other non-union game. So point number 1, please stop talking about Genshin like it has anything to do with the SAG-AFTRA strike. Genshin is not a union game. The actors working on it are not working under a union contract, period. Put a pin in that, okay? Because we're going to come back to the idea of union and non-union actors in a minute, now that we've sort of covered union and non-union games. Okay, so why the hell aren't actors going in to record lines for Genshin if it's not struck? When the strike happened, many Genshin actors got together in various disparate channels and decided that now would be a good time to try to engage with Hoyo and encourage them to take some action. Actors could use the momentum, the social momentum of the SAG-AFTRA strike to include Hoyo properties in the conversation. Again though, it's not a strike, and it has nothing to do with the union. Since this is not a strike, I'm not going to call it a strike. From here on, I'm going to call it a collective work refusal, because it's not governed by any one body like SAG-AFTRA. There is no one result desired like a collective bargaining agreement, and there is no penalty for not participating, unlike the SAG-AFTRA strike. If you are a union member and you cross the line and record games you're not supposed to, you can be penalized. In a non-union environment, that doesn't exist. So, what did Genshin actors want? This is where some of the confusion kind of begins. The goal wasn't really totally clear. Some actors wanted them to sign a union agreement and flip union, become a union game. You might have heard this called an interim agreement, which just has to do with an agreement that's going on during a strike, or a full union contract. There's some nuance of difference here. Because Genshin's an ongoing game, they're essentially the same thing. Others wanted them to just add AI protections into their non-union contract. Something like the Nava rider, okay? Which is something that any actor can attach to any contract to legally protect themselves against AI exploitation. And some actors understandably didn't really know what to think about the whole thing, but they were motivated by the social side, solidarity, social obligation, community feeling, and they also refused to work. This is part of the problem of non-union games, or non-union anything, actually. Since there's no actual collective bargaining agreement governed by any union, it becomes difficult for a group of people to take a collective action. In social psychology, you call this a collective action problem. It's very complicated. So anytime a group of non-union actors tries to get together to achieve any result, it's hard. It's hard for us to communicate. It's hard for us to bargain. Since there are no rules in place, any actor is free to just disregard that collective effort at any time with no penalty. Unlike, again, an actual strike where you can get fined or kicked out of the union for strike breaking. So, as a result, some actors simply kept working. Some actors stopped working and then went back to work after only a few weeks of refusing to come in. Some actors stuck it out and haven't been recast. Some actors stuck it out and have been recast. Ultimately, the decision to work or not to work has become a very individual and not a collective decision. So you can see how the waters are already very muddy here. Now, let me muddy them further. In January 2025, a new California law, AB 2602, was put into effect. It says that unless there is very specific wording in a contract telling an actor that a digital replica, an AI clone, will be created of them, then it is illegal to do so. That actor must also be professionally represented and not an independent agent. Or the company may not create a digital replica of their work even if they put it in the contract. So an uneducated actor without an agent can't just accidentally stumble into a contract that steals their voice. Since, to my knowledge, no Hoyo contract specifically says they will make a digital replica using an actor's data, they are therefore, by AB 2602, specifically prohibited from doing so. Therefore, any California actor is now protected from having a digital replica made by Hoyo. This means that the barrier for returning to work for many California actors has been achieved. There's more. This law, AB 2602, only prevents a company from a one-to-one digital replica. So Hoyo can't take my voice without my permission and make Risley lines, but it doesn't prevent them from using my voice to train models or blending my voice with another person's to create a new and unique voice. This is kind of like a weird, unclear loophole part of the law. I'm actually fairly confident will get clarified over time, but you also have to remember that the whole world is kind of in a legal flail right now, trying to catch up to the technology. As an aside, right, the Nava rider and presumably the union contract would have that added layer of protection about training and blending. But we're not totally sure right now on the union contract side because that hasn't been agreed on yet, hence the continued strike. So we don't know what that final contract will contain. Genshin being under a union contract would also award the actors the added intended benefit of having the SAG-AFTRA legal team behind them. If Hoyo or any company decides to disregard the contract and make replicas anyway, it would be up to the individual actor to sue them in a non-union contract. A complicated, expensive thing to do for a single individual, to the point of, honestly, like near impossibility. I'm not gonna go toe-to-toe with Hoyo using my own legal team, which I don't have. But it's much easier for a union with 160,000 members in it to do so on an actor's behalf. Now, the historical effectiveness of SAG-AFTRA's legal team could be called into question here as to whether or not they would do the job or do a good job, but I'm trying to outline the principles here, okay? A union contract would afford an actor the protection if Hoyo or any other game company broke that contract. So, the non-union world has protection via the California law, yes, but not full protection. And if violated, it will be very difficult for a non-union actor to prosecute a billion-dollar company on their own. Are you seeing how difficult this situation is yet? How unclear it is for even the people involved? Now, could Hoyo make this situation completely vanish by simply signing a union contract? Yes, they absolutely could. It's a good argument to make. It seems like a flawless argument to make, actually, if you have limited understanding of how union contracts work and what the implications are for the company, financially, legally, procedurally. There's more to this than just pencil whipping a contract, okay? Negotiations take time and patience, and the bigger the company, the longer they take. When you're trying to kind of shoehorn a gigantic foreign company into a discussion about United States labor law, things can get confusing really fast. But it is important to say that yes, Hoyo could absolutely make all this go away by just signing a union contract. Talks to that effect have been going on for a long time, with ups and downs and starts and stops, but I can't speak to them as to whether or why not Hoyo is going to do it. We can argue all day whether or not that would be the right thing to do, right? Or whether or not a corporation has like moral obligation or even a moral sense of duty. That's not this video. But one thing we can't argue about is that it would definitively bring back every single actor that is collectively refusing to work on Hoyo properties right now. It would bring them back instantaneously. While I've said that these things are complicated, and they are, we also have to zoom out and acknowledge the elephant in the room here, okay? Hoyo is not a scrappy indie dev trying to count pennies to make it by. This is a multi-billion-dollar company operating on a global scale. If anyone has the resources, legal muscle, and the infrastructure to navigate a union contract, it's them. I said I would avoid speculation in this video, so I won't start throwing around ideas as to why Hoyo hasn't done this yet, other than what I've already said. But I do want to emphasize that this action is absolutely well within their power. Other companies like them in China have signed union agreements in the past. So yes, the paperwork is real, the finances are real, the international complications are real, but let's be honest, resource constraints are not the barrier here. And that's part of what's made this situation so frustrating for so many people. The perception, maybe the reality, I'm not sure, that Hoyo could fix this with just a single signature on a union contract and just hasn't done it, right? That's what's frustrating people. Had Hoyo gone union a year ago, many of the actors working on it would have qualified for their health insurance on Genshin alone, a huge, huge benefit for actors. Yes, big corporations take a long time to make these sort of large decisions, but how long is too long? I can't answer that, and neither can people on Twitter. But let's talk about that decision to go union and how it affects more than just Hoyo. Let's spin it around and talk about the actors and try my best to cover all the possibilities here. What happens to actors, both union and non-union, if they do sign an agreement with the union? Contrary to many misinformed Twitter rants, that does not mean that all the non-union actors on the game would get replaced. That's a wildly ignorant claim, and one that's very harmful to progress to spread. The real answer is, as you might expect at this point if you've been paying any attention at all, it depends. It actually has to do with the actor's individual situation, as well as where they live, bizarrely enough. Let me clarify. If the actor lives in a right-to-work state, such as Texas, then nothing happens at all. Right-to-work laws within states specifically prevent a union from stopping people from working if they're not a member of the union. They can continue working on Genshin forever. If the actor does not live in a right-to-work state, now we're getting murky. You might have heard the term Taft-Hartley thrown around, and I advise you really just don't look too deep into this because it's confusing. It's a piece of labor law that actually has nothing to do with SAG-AFTRA. It was written in 1947 and designed as a path to both protect people from being forced to join unions, but also offer them more flexible ways to join if they want to, for our purposes, bringing it back to us. Consider a Taft-Hartley like a temporary 60-day union pass to allow someone who is non-union to work on a union job. After that, they're considered a must-join, at which point, like the status implies, they must join the union or stop working union jobs. I'll break here for a second and tell you that it is significantly more complicated than that. There are caveats as to when the Taft-Hartley triggers, for example. It's also possible to negotiate an individual waiver with the union and say, look, I'm only ever going to work this one union job. Please don't make me join. I won't do anything else. And they can say yes. There's flexibility here. These, however, are edge cases that are just beyond the scope of this video. This would be a 5-hour video. In the simplest sense, you can do on a Taft-Hartley a very limited amount of union work as a non-union member before you have to join. And that sort of makes perfect sense if you think about it. The union offers actual tangible benefits, even for a single contract. Reaping those benefits without being a union member and paying your dues is like extending your Netflix free trial indefinitely. At some point, you gotta pay for what you're using. But being able to join the union for some actors can be a really good thing. Getting into the union is a stepping stone in many actors' careers, and it can actually be difficult to qualify for the union because, bizarrely, the only way into the union is if you get Taft-Hartley first and then join. Oh, simple. No, it's not. I don't want to delve too far into union membership here, but it is important to understand and consider why an actor might not want to join the union. The entry fee itself can be steep, depending on where you live. Mine was nearly $4,000 when I joined 10 years ago. So that talent would have to know for certain they were going to get at least 5 sessions out of Genshin to make up for that loss. That's about how much money you'd make in 5 union video game sessions, depending on the tier that you're in. Again, complicated. Or that actor would have to feel confident enough that they could book other union work to help them bring that number, that entry fee number, back to 0. You do get pension and health benefits, okay? But you only qualify for health benefits if you earn a certain income of union work, around $30,000 a year. You would need to do 30 Genshin sessions to make that, probably more like 35, which makes healthcare sort of a moot point for Genshin actors unless, again, you're confident you're going to get other union work. You can also break up that entrance fee into a payment plan. So it's not like you'll just get like a $4,000 bill, but it's still $4,000 you might not want to spend. Here's another big one that's become a very hot button issue in the last 8 months. Joining the union also technically prohibits an actor from doing any non-union work, which statistically comprises nearly 80% of all voiceover work available. We call this rule Global Rule 1. So you might have heard that terminology before. When you're union, you cannot work non-union jobs. Period. Yikes. So now I'm gonna start dividing the room here in this video. I'm gonna piss some people off because even if you're a little bit of a detective, you have to be asking this question so far. If you're in the union and you're in Genshin, are you breaking the rules? The answer is, you guessed it, you've been paying attention, it depends. But yes, probably you are breaking the rules. The it depends part is a caveat in union membership called the financial core, or FI core status, which is a complicated legal caveat I don't want to get into here. But if you're FI core, you can legally work non-union jobs as a union member without being penalized. You do lose some surrogate benefits, like the ability to vote in union elections, be on any board or committee in the union, attend union functions, go to union classes, etc. But you do retain health and pension benefits. I say this here because I get that question a lot, specifically about health and pension. There used to be a large social stigma associated with being FI-Core. For example, the SAG-AFTRA official website still calls them scabs. It's a little strange. But as the landscape has changed over the last 20 years, particularly in voice acting, it's not quite the reality anymore. Again, 80% of the work out there for voice actors is non-union. However, if you're a full union member and you work a non-union job and someone reports you and the union decides to take action, you could get in trouble for breaking Global Rule 1. You could get fined, or you could get kicked out of the union, or you could just get a nasty letter in the mail. It kind of depends. So for a Genshin actor, to avoid that, you could theoretically join the union if you're a must-join after working for over 60 days on a Taft-Hartley, and then immediately go FI-Core. You're never actually forced into being a full member of the union. You do, in fact, have options. But the landscape is complicated. The truth of it is, though, that many union actors do take that calculated risk without going FI-Core because they need to work to live. And again, 80% of the work for voice actors is non-union. There are droves of union actors on the Genshin, Triple Z, and Star Rail cast, and many other incredibly popular games that are doing this. Union voice actors, now on-camera actors has a little bit of a different culture that makes zero sense for me to go into here. Union voice actors work non-union jobs fairly often. We also call this working off the card, and historically have not gotten in trouble for it. I have several ideas about why, but again, I'm really trying hard to stick to facts and not speculation here. This isn't something you could definitively, deduce. But during a video game strike, the union might take the opportunity to send a message to a bunch of union actors working off card on really popular non-union games to make a point. And that brings me to the real tricky part, the social side of things. Rules and regulations are one thing, but industry perceptions and relationships are something completely different. I want you to understand that I'm not getting to this here because this is not measurable. It is a feeling. It is actually part of the problem in a lot of ways. So when we start asking questions like, well, why doesn't everyone just go FICOR? Or are people being blacklisted for working on non-union games during the strike? These really deal with non-measurable social feelings that can be very powerful, yes, but fall outside the bounds of what I'm trying to do here with this video, which is give as much factual clarity as I can. There are absolutely subjective social effects for doing things like being FICOR, working off the card, not participating in a collective work refusal like what's going on with Genshin right now. There are also subjective social effects for doing things like reporting other actors who are breaking Global Rule 1, which some see as snitching, or getting involved in online arguments that explode in publicity firestorms. But since I can't define those, I really don't feel like they have a place in this video. Anyone who says they have the facts on social repercussions during a time like this is certainly definitively incorrect, because there is no such thing. But I bring it up here to let you know that actors, and I say actors here specifically because it's hard to define like a company's social influence. Actors are being influenced in their individual decisions by these social factors as well, which are very undefinable. These are questions like, if I work on Genshin during the strike, even though I'm FICOR and it's totally legal, will other actors shame me? Or, if I refuse to work and then get recast, what happens to my career? Genshin is my only big project right now, and I'm not confident in my ability to get more work. Actors have to deal with the rumor mill just like anyone else, and it unfortunately plays a part, sometimes a large part, in everything we do. When we also run the risk of things like death threats and harassment online, it makes it even more difficult for us to make clear decisions, speak our minds, or even engage in intelligent, curious discourse with our peers or fans. I can't tell you how many of my colleagues talk about this issue behind closed doors and only behind closed doors, because out in the open, it is just a toxic mess right now. So even if you think you understand what I've said so far about contracts and union membership and the strike, California law, and all of that, there's still the very unmeasurable and very powerful social element to consider. All of the above goes into the single decision of an actor to work or not work on not just Genshin, but many, many projects. I hope you're understanding how complicated this situation is. We're dealing with laws in multiple states, multiple countries. We're dealing with the union. We're dealing with non-union independent contracts. We're dealing with fragmented AI protections, some of which are full, some of which are not. And worst of all, we're dealing with an insanely popular game with a very enthusiastic base of both actors and fans who are consistently, but not necessarily intentionally, injecting misinformation into this massive, depressing, toxic gristmill that we call social media. Protected by the anonymity of a profile pic of a cucumber with sunglasses or whatever, people then feel free to take small nuggets of truth, wrap them in a giant cocoon of opinion, then set them on fire and toss them around with a lot of vitriolic language behind them, because it gets the clicks. And we're all more concerned with dunking on each other than learning about each other. You know, in some ways, this is a very human reaction. We don't want to operate in a gray area. We want things to be simple and clean. We want good guys and bad guys. Will Hoyo go union? Will they add additional AI protections into non-union contracts instead? Will they simply recast everyone who's refusing to come in? I don't know. I'm not part of these conversations. And to be very frank, almost everyone who I talk to who said they definitely know about those conversations going on have given me conflicting information, which means that, again, lots of people are saying they know when in fact they don't. And again, if the people on the front lines in this industry don't have all the information, Reddit probably doesn't either. What we do know is that nothing has changed for Hoyo contractually yet. And they have, in fact, recast actors who have refused to come in. They waited a while with their characters silent before doing that. What they're waiting for, I'm not totally sure. We do know that Chinese companies tend to not bend to the will of the masses. They don't respond well to mob rule on social media. But we also know that other large Chinese developers have signed union contracts with no problem. Should they protect their actors from AI exploitation? Yes, absolutely. No one will argue that. It's a difficult claim to make that actors shouldn't have agency over their likeness. But will Hoyo do it without some sort of intervention law, like California AB 2602, to do it for them? I'm not sure. Will a collective work refusal push them to do it? Evidence right now is not saying so, no, but that could change. I'm not sure. I don't have a crystal ball on this. Will Hoyo fill those roles that it's recasting? We're seeing now that they likely will. They have in the past. They may continue to do so in the future. So actors need to decide individually what they're going to do with all of this data. As you can see, it's not easy. I'm trying very hard here not to comment on specific subsets of this issue about what's going on literally right now with individual people, because a semantic argument really helps nobody at this point. But I will say this. If you're finding yourself on an extreme side of this issue, one way or another, it's probably time to admit to yourself that it's because you don't have all the information. Because once you do have all the information, it's very hard to play this as black and white as social media wants us to play. If I've done nothing else in this video, what I hope I've done is show you just how confusing this landscape is and how collective action problems can be very difficult to solve. Even when a collective bargaining organization is involved, like the union, you can see that since we're still 8 months into this strike and we've had so many strikes over the last 10 years, it's still extremely difficult to solve this kind of problem. So, when you take a collective bargaining official organization out of the equation in the non-union world, and then make it up to a bunch of individual actors from wildly different walks of life, economic statuses, and personal opinions to try to chart a collective path forward, it gets even worse. So when you see individual people making individual decisions, remember that they're individuals. No one is the villain in their own story, but you might be the villain in somebody else's. With the exception of my several rants about the danger of social media toxicity and mob rule in this video, something I feel very passionate about on the side, I also hope I achieved my objective of teaching instead of influencing, okay? I'm not looking for you to take action. I'm looking for you to understand and think for yourself. My goal here was to break down the many complicated facts of the current strike, how Genshin and Hoyo are involved, how actors make decisions and talk to each other, bargain, build a career in a field that's very difficult to navigate, to grow in, and succeed in. It is my sincere hope that this video will move the global conversation forward toward a productive resolution that respects not just human performers, but human beings. As I wrap this up, I imagine that many of you are feeling a little hollow. You might have come here looking for the right answer, and I've just spent a fair amount of time telling you that there might not be one. I'm not here to give you a best path forward. Other than that, I know that the toxic online discourse needs to stop immediately, and we need to spend a lot more time listening than talking. But on the bright side, this nebulous area is where we tend to thrive and make great progress as a society. We excel at taking imperfect circumstances and making the best of them, but only if we communicate, get educated, and engage each other with respect and understanding. Thank you for taking the time to get educated. Thank you for your passion, your creativity, your enthusiasm, your art. Thank you for listening. Go be kind to each other.
Hi, chat. Hi. I hope my mic settings are still good. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative for you guys. Where should I put this pencil? We had gyoza. We had gyoza for supper. It's not spaghetti, but I'll take it. Let me turn off my display. Yes, I hope that was informative for you guys. And turn this back on. Close out of this. And I need to stop being right back and be back. I need to get like an official BRB. I don't typically do that is the problem. I think it'd be fun to have an alternate be right back screen for like videos and stuff like that. I don't think it would happen again. But, you know. It might help. Okay. Okay. And I am putting this. Alright. Let's get back to the quest. Oh, I'm tiny. Hold on. Hold on. Actually, let's initiate the conversation and then I'll fix it. That fruit just now was kind of sour. Try this one instead. It's super sweet. Is this big enough? How big did I have it back then? I didn't know. We also need to go to... Greetings, fellow saurians. Super suspicious. Hello there, how can we help you? I was just wondering, have you ever met a Kukasaur around here who you describe as light and floaty? Oh, you're talking about that kid, are ya? Eh? Are light and floaty really such distinct traits? These Kukasaurs seem to have instantly understood what I meant. He sometimes shows up around here, but he's always sneaking about, trying not to be seen. He's often perched on a cliff, just gazing out on his lonesome, daydreaming about who knows what. Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure I saw him following a human around a couple days back. Well, that's not something you see every day. He usually won't go anywhere near them. So is there any way you can get a hold of him? I'd forget it if I were you. That kid comes and goes like a shadow. You can join us for some fruit instead. Come try this one, sweet as sweet can be. Okay, thanks. Doesn't seem very fruitful lead. Guess we better wait and see if Milani and Kanich have any better luck. Oop.
Let's ride.
Easy. Ooh, very cool.
Anything on your end, Kanich?
Nope.
Me neither. Kukasaurs all look so similar. They all look light and floaty to me. I mean, what could possibly be lighter and floatier than a pair of wings?
I didn't find anything either. How about you guys?
Sorry, Traveler and Paimon. We couldn't find that Kukasaur you're after. Are you in a hurry to find him? If you need a hand, I can come back and join the search again tomorrow.
Maybe he really is hiding from us. I'll try to think of another way.
Okay, well, if you need any help, don't hesitate to reach out. That's what friends are for, after all.
Okay.
I've told my friends over at the Flower Feather Clan to keep an eye out. If they see anything, they'll let you know. So, what's your next move?
I think we'll head back to the Masters of the Night Wind.
All right. I'll update them.
Come to think of it, Auroron could probably rig up a few traps and snag him that way.
It's not like Auroran's traps can catch just anything, you know.
You never know. Might as well ask him if you get the chance. Anyway, we'll be heading back now. Best of luck!
Okay then, see you later! And thanks for your help!
Oop. Oh, I hope that didn't kill me.
Let me think.
Kachina, Sweet Lolly, what's up?
We haven't managed to find anything. No one seems to know what actually happened back then.
Any luck with your mysterious Kukasaur?
No, not yet.
In that case, I'd suggest we set this aside for now. It would be great if we could get to the bottom of this, but not every historical mystery can be unraveled. We must also learn to live with the unknown. Just remember, as long as we stick together, no challenge will ever be too great.
Yeah, I'm sure everything will work out. Still, after all this investigating, it feels a bit disappointing to come up empty-handed.
Finally, dudes. Found you.
Aoife, what brings you here?
Can each mention you were on the lookout for a Kukasaur? Just so happens a strange Kukasaur has been following me the past few days.
A strange Kukasaur, you say?
No clue why, but this dude's been on my tail ever since I got back from the Children of Echoes. Not gonna lie to you, bro, it's kind of freaky. His footsteps are totally silent, and after dark, all you can see is a silhouette. So I didn't even realize he was there until Kakuku suddenly flipped out last night when he went for a drink. His squawking woke me up, and that's when I finally spotted a shadowy shape outside the window.
That sounds terrifying.
I could tell it was a little Kukasaur from the shape. After observing him more closely, I figured out that he'd been following me the whole time, but that he'd just been too quiet to notice. Not sure if that's the dude you're looking for, but if so, you're more than welcome to get him off my back. The sooner the better.
Oh, wait a second. Does that mean...
Yep, dude's probably hiding right behind that tree.
Do you think we should send someone over to take a look?
It's okay, I've got this. What the? How is that even? Guys, get over here, quick! There's nothing scary about this. It's just,
Wait, surely that's not...
He's just like Io's grandparents. No wonder Nyan described him as light and floaty. He really is instantly recognizable, not like any Kukasaur I've ever seen. This must be Milray's mysterious friend then, the one spreading the rumor about sacred flame crystals beguiling human hearts.
Wait, shouldn't he have returned to the ley lines? Haven't they been fixed?
There are many possible reasons, but right now it seems that our priority is...
So why have you been tailing me, bro? If it's treatment you
Straight
want,
to business.
Can't do much for you, man. Sorry.
He ran off.
Do you think he wants us to follow him? Oh, if only we had a Kukathosaurus on hand.
Hey, that's a good point. Where is Kakuku today?
He was so spooked last night that he rattled through every single word he's ever learned and then fainted. He was still out cold when I left.
All right, enough chit-chat. Let's just follow him. It looks like he wants to take us somewhere.
We are quite a ways away.
Looks like he's finally stopped.
Why have you brought us here?
So, is there something buried here, or what? You want us to dig it up?
These are... woven scrolls, yes. Albeit very crudely made, and heavily time-worn as a result.
That looks perfectly
Still,
fine.
they're just about legible. They seem to document the very last Bloomflower trials that took place centuries ago? But why would these be here? Come, let's read them together. These might just contain the answers we've been searching for this whole time.
So, have you figured out a way to save him?
Is that the...
Indeed, I have. As far as I can tell, we need ocean zephyrs and sacred flame crystals. That's about it.
That's great news. Don't worry, little guy. You'll be better in no time.
Well, it's not every day that the chief himself drops by to check in on your Saurian buddy. Not so busy these days, huh?
You know I'd come even if I was. You're my brother, man. I heard you've been beside yourself since Antu fell ill, so I was worried about you.
I mean, Antu means the world to me. I promised to stay by his side until the day he's fully grown, ready to spread his wings and soar freely through the skies. I mean, with him around, I've never felt lonely traveling through Natlan. Sometimes he's happy, and other times he's sad. Sometimes he has tantrums, but then he'll curl up beside me when I'm down. And right now, he needs me more than ever. I'll draw upon everything I've ever learned to help him get through this.
I salute your courage and wisdom, brother. But these sacred flame crystals you mentioned, are you sure they'll do the job?
Well, I've studied the essence of the sacred flame and read various related scrolls. Sacred flame crystals are born from intertribal conflict. Back when the tribes were somewhat united, they would occasionally hold Bloomflower trials in order to obtain them.
Seems like I've still got lots to learn, despite being chief. So, how can we use them? Is it really worth holding a whole competition just to get our hands on some?
Research on sacred flame crystals has been patchy to say the least, so there's never been a definitive conclusion. What we know for sure is that they can be used to treat certain chronic phlogiston-related illnesses. Others also say that they can be used to enhance a warrior's strength. There's something.
Enhance a warrior's strength?
It's speculative at best. We need to analyze an actual specimen to know for sure. As far as I'm concerned, as long as they can be used to cure Antu's illness, that's enough. Nothing else matters.
So you asked the chiefs of all the tribes to send people to take part in a scaled-down version of the Bloomflower trials? Remarkable that they agreed, given it wasn't so long ago that we were at each other's throats. Tensions are running high right now. If I were you, I wouldn't have had the courage to even ask.
I know, but I had no other choice. Fortunately, I've treated patients from every tribe, so the chiefs agreed as a way of returning the favor. With all this ongoing strife, it's been a long time since we've worked together on anything. This might be a good chance for reconciliation. Fighting side by side for a common cause, that's the way Natlan was always meant to be.
Let's hope so. By the way, what's with all this baggage? Heading out on a long journey or something?
I'm heading out to search for ocean zephyrs. In the meantime, I'll leave the trials in your capable hands. Just please make sure it all goes smoothly.
Come on, that goes without saying. Rest assured, I'm your brother after all.
Thank you. And Antu, be good while I'm gone, okay? Once I return with the ingredients, you'll be back on your feet and running around in no time.
Himara! How could you stoop so low, ambushing us on the field like that?
Ambushing? You've no one but yourself to blame for underestimating us. So what's all this fuss about?
Even if that was remotely true, your guys went way over the line. 7 of our warriors were so badly injured that they're still out cold as we speak. The Flower Feather clan must compensate us for our losses. Hand over the sacred flame crystals.
And what, we'll hand him over after all that? Just because you waggled some fingers and said some angry words?
Didn't you claim that we're holding these trials to save a sick Saurian? Take what's necessary for the treatment, then return us the rest.
Say something, Amara. We're not leaving until you give us some answers.
If the other elders were here, they wouldn't waste their time on such puerile questions.
Puerile questions.
If
That's a
anything,
fancy word.
I just wish we'd managed to collect more crystals. There are always people who think they're so clever. So many contestants were just pocketing the ones they got in the trials. I'll bet your chiefs all have sweet little personal stashes too, huh? Everyone was in a frenzy, snatching the crystals up wherever and whenever they could. We're hardly the only winners. I wouldn't even call us the biggest ones.
I'm dying.
You what?
I get it now. Snatching the spoils while using the Bloomflower trials to weaken the other tribes. You planned this all along. Ugh, that Nampol. Can't believe I trusted him.
The children of Echoes will not forget this. Let's go!
Brother, where's Antu?
Oh, you're back. Come, sit down. I'll explain everything.
Look, no need for that. I only came back to ask. Are the rumors true?
Rumors? What rumors?
That the Bloomflower trials spiraled into an all-out bloodbath, sparking a heated dispute among the chiefs. And that no one was bothered in the slightest about Antu. By the time anyone noticed, he was already gone. How could you lie to me, Amara? You promised you'd make sure the Bloomflower trials went smoothly. Why would you resort to such underhanded tactics?
You think I had a choice? As soon as one person broke the rules, the whole thing became a free-for-all. Playing by the rules gets you nowhere in this world. If I hadn't taken things into my own hands, another tribe would have just swooped in and seized the winnings for themselves. These sacred flame crystals, they have limitless potential. I, for one, wouldn't miss a chance to strengthen our tribe.
I won't debate ethics with you. Where are the sacred flame crystals? Give me some. I'm going to search for Antu.
I've put them all into our research.
You did what?
I did set some aside for Antu in the beginning, but he ran off, didn't he? So there was no longer any need. He's your companion, yes, but the life of a single Saurian is nothing compared to the future of our tribe.
Hear, hear. You've certainly proven yourself a worthy chief, Imara. Your name will no doubt be etched into the hearts of the Flower Feather clan for generations to come. Just remember this. No excuses can hide the harm your greed has inflicted. All the hope and trust that that little guy placed in you, placed in me, you'll never know what that feels like.
Wait, Nampol! Where are you going?
Antu! Antu! Antu, it's me! Please, answer me! Antu, are you okay? Oh, look at you out here all on your own. I'm so sorry, Antu. This is all my fault. I'll think of another way. After that, I left the Flower Feather clan and lived here on this hill with Antu. He was running out of time. I took him from tribe to tribe, begging them to spare some sacred flame crystals, our last hope. But no one believed me anymore. I begged them again and again, enduring sneers, insults, even beatings. Until finally, Antu's time came. In those last few days, he seemed consumed by an overwhelming sorrow. And then I realized it wasn't just the sickness weighing him down, no. Remorse filled his gaze. I remember once, over at the Children of Echoes, someone approached us with a sacred flame crystal, flaunting it before quickly putting it away.
Ah, this is what you're after, is it? Dream on. Go beg your brother for some. How many did he snatch up for himself? He's the one who put you up to this whole I'm a victim charade, wasn't he? I don't buy it. What are you? You little vulture!
For some reason, Antu harbored a deep and intense hatred for the sacred flame crystals. Whenever he saw one, he would muster up every last ounce of his dwindling strength in trying to destroy it. It wasn't until years after Antu's death that I finally guessed at the truth. He must have witnessed people fighting over the crystals without comprehending why. Unable to fathom how those once cheerful humans had turned from best of friends to worst of enemies, he concluded that they must have been corrupted by the sacred flame crystals themselves. In Antu's eyes, the only reason they'd started collecting sacred flame crystals in the first place had been to save his life. If I hadn't been there, none of this would have ever happened. He carried this guilt with him until the very end. I too shall be bound by guilt for the rest of my days. If only I had taken part in the trials myself. If only I'd seen the greed in Amara's eyes, or even came back just a little bit sooner. But the past cannot be undone. I have immersed myself in the study of medicine and spent my life healing all kinds of Saurians. I buried Antu here on this hill, where I too one day shall rest. Before my own time comes, I have recorded all of this on these crudely woven scrolls in the belief that the truth should not lie buried. May those who come long after us learn from our errors, lest they repeat them. May the Natlan of their day be united as one, free once and for all from bloodshed and strife.
Medicine born of guilt.
So the non-pole from the scrolls was Aoife's ancestor? And that little Cuckoosaur spirit was once his Saurian companion?
Seems so. That's why he's been following you around, Aoife. Even though he doesn't like appearing in front of anyone else, he senses something familiar in you. No wonder there weren't any records of the last Bloomflower trials. If anything corrupts the human heart, it's greed. And who'd want to immortalize the memory of a scandal by which all 6 tribes were tainted? The bitter irony is that the sacred flame crystals turned out to be nowhere near as miraculous as they believed. All that scheming, after what proved to be nothing more than a hollow fantasy.
Hey, where's that little Cuckoosaur going?
Look! over there. Do you think he's sad? Or maybe he's lost in his memories?
I'll go hang out with him for a bit.
Thanks. I might need a breather over here. I regret lingering for centuries, unfolding like this before my eyes. Can't believe I'm just now hearing my ancestor's story. Now I know why we became vets too. I gotta think this through. What should I do? What can I even do?
Onto. You're... Aren't you the blonde gal from just now? Wait, is this your real form? You can turn yourself into a human? That's amazing. Can you teach me how to do it? I want to talk to the humans, but they don't like me. Do you still remember what happened back then? Only bits and pieces. I remember being in a lot of pain. I remember how worried my good friend Nampo was. Afterwards, the pain stopped and my body felt so light, but I couldn't find him anymore. I hid and searched, I searched without end. My body kept getting colder and colder, like I was freezing to death. Luckily, I found a nice, cozy cave where I huddled up and slept for ages. When I woke back up, the world seemed completely different. A cave? Yeah, and there were all strange patterns on the wall. Some of them even looked a bit like me. Could he mean the remnants of the secret source? That's the closest place to the Night Kingdom. Maybe his soul hasn't faded away yet because he was hibernating there. When I came out of the cave, I saw those evil monsters had returned, so I went to help. That's how I met Milray and Nayan. The three of us have been running in circles. Once I showed my friends the way, those monsters didn't stand a chance of catching him. Eventually, those monsters all disappeared, and then I faintly heard the sound of Nampal's voice, calling out for me to come to him. The monsters disappeared. This must have been after the final battle against the Abyss. The ley lines had been restored, so at this point he could have returned to the Night Kingdom. But you didn't go? I wanted to, but then Milray came down with the same illness I had, and I was so worried for him. Nampal said the sacred flame crystals were required for the cure, but those crystals are evil. As soon as they got their hands on them, even the closest of friends would get into the most vicious arguments. Everyone started acting so strangely, like they'd all been bewitched. So, you think it was all caused by the sacred flame crystals? What else could it have been? They were all such good friends before, and they used to care about me too. It's all because of those evil crystals. I wish I could cast every last one of them into a volcano. But we need them to cure Milray. What should we do? Just as Nampal concluded in his scrolls, Antu misunderstood the real cause of the strife. It wasn't the power of sacred flame crystals to bewitch human hearts, but rather human greed and scheming. But what can I do now for this poor little creature? Should I tell him the truth? From his standpoint, would knowing the truth even make a difference? What's wrong, big sis? You seem a bit down. I'm okay. Let's head back to where the others are. Antu's eyes are full of such heartfelt concern. I don't know what to tell him. The times have changed, and so have the people. He's the only one still trapped in the past.
Never thought I'd have the chance to meet my ancestor Saurian companion. It's a pretty cool feeling. Wouldn't you say so, bro?
Can he understand what you're saying?
Kinda. I can pick up on Antu's vibes, just like he catches ours, but that's pretty much it. That's just how it is with Saurian companions. You have to spend a lot of time together to develop an intuitive bond. If my ancestor were here, I'm sure they'd vibe way easier.
In other words, he wouldn't understand even if we discussed everything that went on back then in front of him, right? I'm not even sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I think it's probably better if he doesn't understand. I know that running from your problems isn't the way to solve them, and that we should face up to the challenges in our lives. But even if we told him the truth, wouldn't it only distress him more than he already is?
That's right.
Yeah.
The people responsible, the ones who should have apologized to him, are no longer around. All the truth would do is tear open old wounds and sadden him all over again.
Isn't there anything we could do to help him forget his sorrow and find hope once more?
Just like Nampol, I've spent a lot of time studying Saurian psychology. They can be a bit slow sometimes, but they're razor sharp at others. They don't get complex human language, but they get a lot just from reading our eyes. In short, young Saurians are just like children. On one hand, they rely on their human companions. On the other, they really want to prove their worth. Helping people makes them happy, and feeling like a burden makes them sad. So, the best move isn't to get stuck on the truth of what happened, but to help make his current wishes come true.
His wishes?
For example, Antu, you decided to stay here because of Milray and Nyan, right? You're a smart kid. Sacred flame crystals are bad, bad things that cause endless arguments among good friends. But now, after hundreds of years, we finally found a way to beat them. Will you join forces with us to cleanse the evil inside them so we can save your buddy together?
Interesting approach. You want to turn a lie into the truth, huh?
Never mind what you're trying to do. Can we even be sure he understood you?
Actually, I didn't really understand either. Is there really some kind of evil power inside the sacred flame crystals?
Oh, dear child. Come. Let Granny explain it to you.
The group has a quick strategy huddle.
Oh, I get it now. Okay, I'll do my best.
Not so fast. Hate to break it to you, but the three of us can't make this happen. Let's meet up at the stadium in 2 days. We'll spread the word and see who's willing to play along. As for making Antu understand, Kakuku can help out. They'll have an easier time communicating.
We did it! Yippee! Wait until 2 days later. Yippee! Confirm. I hope y'all are excited for this as I am. This wait is longer than you ever think until you have to wait for 2 days, which happens a lot. Turns out you have to wait 2 days a lot. Because that's their real-time measurement. Let me in.
So sleepy.
Didn't sleep well?
Yeah, I blame Kachina. Being all mysterious about some gathering to discuss something important. I was so curious I couldn't stop tossing and turning the whole night. Also, how come it's so quiet today? You didn't lock a How up, did you?
When I tried to wake him up this morning, his response was, Leave me be, minion. Darest thou disturb the almighty Dragon Lord in our slumber? I figured it'd be for the best that he's not here anyway, so I didn't bother calling him again.
Good thing you didn't tell him about our gathering. We could do without his gate crashing for sure. Not late, am I?
Nope, you're right on time. So, Aoife, now that everyone's here, shall we begin?
Actually, today we have a big favor we'd like to ask of all of you.
What's up? Why so serious all of a sudden?
It's a long story. One that begins with a mysterious friend of Milray's.
Aoife relates what happened in the Bloomflower trials. To hearing such a tragic tale, everyone seems a bit gloomy.
Bloodshed between the tribes. That seems almost unthinkable today, but it was an everyday occurrence in that era.
Even working together on something was impossible. That's just too awful.
There have always been disputes, but once they escalated into fully fledged clashes between tribes, even a peacemaker would have been powerless to mediate.
And that little Kukusaur Antu believed that the sacred flame crystals harbored some kind of evil power that lay at the root of these intertribal conflicts, and that led to all the later misunderstandings. At this point, it would be nigh impossible to explain the truth to him. Granny's right. It would only make him suffer all over again.
That said, Antu will naturally sense that something's off once we've collected enough sacred flame crystals and cure Milray, won't he? He'll see that no one has been corrupted and that all is as it should be. At that point, he would realize the truth of what happened in the past, even as young as he is.
Exactly. That's why we came up with a plan. When the second half of the tournament wraps up, we'll have enough sacred flame crystals. That's when I want everyone to act like the crystals have messed with us and start arguing.
Ooh, acting! That sounds fun! Then what?
Then, we'll bring Antu over and cast a spell of unity to cleanse all the bad vibes within the sacred flame crystals and bring everyone back to their senses. Of course, neither the evil power or the magic are real, but we've got to make the little dude think he's done something awesome.
Uh-huh, yeah, I get where you're going with this. The best way to make up for regrets is to do what you failed to do before. We'll recreate that scene from his past, only this time, he'll get the chance to rewrite the future. So, how exactly are we going to do this? Is there anything we can look to?
Once, when I was reading a foreign book, I came across something called an interactive play designed specifically for kids. The story usually features a showdown between a hero and a villain, with twists and turns throughout. Just as things reach a climax, the hero will pretend to be losing and ask for the children's help. Then the children all raise their hands, lending their power to the hero and helping them defeat the villain. For the adults watching, it's just a performance, but the children will walk away feeling happy for days to come. At that age, happiness doesn't come from material rewards, but from a heart that believes.
Oh, true. I can totally relate. When I helped out at my parents' shop as a kid, they would always intentionally leave me some simple tasks like dusting down the shelves or making sure the merchandise was arranged neatly. Then they'd shower me with praise when I was finished, saying stuff like, "Good job, Mualani, you're a genius." And the funny thing is, it always made me super happy.
Spot on. That's exactly it. We want to make Antu feel the same way a kid who just helped a hero would. Lessen his regret and pain before he moves on. Besides, Milray already heard the rumors about the sacred flame crystals from him. If we don't dispel the curse right in front of him, he might refuse to take the medicine. But we can't pull off a show like that with just us. That's why I'm asking for your help.
We'll probably need about 5 more people. I mean, there are 5 more spots up for grabs. First come, first served.
You have my board. I'm probably the best at arguing here, don't you think? We get some pretty rude customers in our shop, and I've had to develop quite a few communication skills to deal with them.
You have my... cabbages? I can help prepare some props and special effects, like smoke to mimic the evil power, and bright lights for the spell of unity.
And my Flame Strider.
Oh, you're joining too, Archon?
It really resonated with me when Lolly mentioned a clash between heroes and villains. And unlike the heroes in those plays, I've borrowed strength from all of you in the real world. And we've overcome powerful foes together as a result. I think I'll do justice to the role.
Well, if Mawika's on board, then you have my hammer. I'm really interested in the part where we pretend to argue.
Let's see. We've got our actors and the stage is set. Now we need a director, a dude to run the show.
Why are you all looking at me?
Consider it our vote of confidence, Kanich.
Fine. Then you have my grappling hook. I happen to have some time.
So, that's everyone then. In that case, Varessa and I will take care of the cleanup.
Sorry, guys. I'd love to sign up, but I already promised to help transport the wounded.
As for me, if I see you all arguing, I wouldn't be able to resist stepping in.
And I'm just really bad at acting. I'd be so stiff, the game would be up before we even got started. I'll stay and help the Saurians search for Ocean Zephyrs. Once they've brought enough back, I'll join you as soon as I can. As our Archon herself often says, we all have our own part to play, right?
That's right. All right. Once the second half of the exhibition match is over, we'll split into 2 teams and play our respective parts.
Great! Let's make the second half an even more exciting fight. That way, we'll be able to collect more sacred flame crystals to help cure Milray. I've even come up with a secret strategy that's sure to catch you all off guard.
After centuries, we're holding the Bloomflower trials
Sorry,
once
I'm
more.
dying.
I hope that this time we can bring them to a close free from regret. Are you all confident that we can do this?
Yeah!
Then let's get this show on the road.
Sorry, I'm dying. Genshin quests are always ridiculously long.
Alright, looks like everyone's here. Time for a strategy meeting. Ugh, why do they keep picking battlefields covered in mountains that need climbing?
But you can fly, Paimon.
If you're worried about getting tired, I can just fly you straight to the top.
You already
Launching a
fly.
surprise attack on their base would also be a good tactic.
I'll use smoke to sow confusion amongst their ranks. Then you guys can just charge in and beat the living daylights out of them.
It'll be over as soon as it began.
These two are in even more of a rush than Paimon is.
Let's all just calm down for a moment. We don't even know what their formation will be like. Besides, if we don't deal with nearby opponents first, our main base could be at risk.
Slow and steady wins the race.
But the area nearby is full of rocks. Looks like they're trying to block our path.
That's nothing. Let's just charge straight through.
Hmm?
Come on, time for a warm-up.
Ooh, okay. Janssen.
Faster, stronger.
She run. She running. Oh God, she run. Ooh, she got special jumps. Look at that. Oh God, she running. I know a little bit about Auroron. I don't know anything about Chaska though.
Controlled breathing.
I can run even faster. I'm stuck.
I'll stop you in your tracks.
Show me your courage.
Let's move.
Tell me what you see.
Fire in the hole.
Stick
No, that's not gonna help me.
Don't worry, everyone. We can do it. Who's first? Start the clock.
Not too far now.
Let's fly. This is about to get messy.
Explode now.
We've got to fall back for now.
I love the little slide whistle that plays when she gets off.
Excellent! We've secured the Children of Echo's base. Time to head up the mountain.
All tuckered out. Let me give you a hand.
Granny to the rescue! Now that's what Paimon calls some serious backup.
Granny's not here to check if I've been slacking, is she?
Hmm. Now we also have Silali. Itty bitty bitty. Ooh, I forgot about that. Doesn't he also do this? Nice. Nice. Yeah, anyway, wait, what are we doing? Oh, we have to go up anyway. Ah, I hate this.
Take me up.
Yippee. I don't know how they intended us to do it, but sure as hell didn't do it. How much further? Why is this the natural camera angle? It's a little sus. There's no one here. Sus.
Find a way to hold them
Oh!
Let's move! Farewell! Knock them down. Next time. Take me up! Locked on!
Oh wait, that's not...
Locked on!
Yep.
Nice, another one in the bag.
Something's wrong. There are far fewer people in their base than expected.
And Mualani hasn't put in an appearance yet either.
Uh-oh, not good. The people of the Springs took back the base we just captured. And even worse, they're sending troops to attack our main base.
Huh. That girl has some moves. I'll give her that.
Looks like we'll have to split our forces to hold off their counterattack.
Don't worry. I'll handle Mualani. She still owes me for wrecking my front door. You just focus on moving forward.
You're a lifesaver, Granny Seat Lolly. We can rest easy knowing you're here covering the rear.
Thanks, Granny. We've got this.
Coach will take it from here.
How is this not over yet? How many people do they have in reserve?
Splitting their forces. into smaller squads to slow our advance and undermine our morale. Very clever.
Open fire!
Looks like the Scions of the Canopy's base is on the other side of that cliff.
Ooh, does that mean it's finally time for the big showdown?
That cliff top's very high up. Whatever you do while you're flying over, don't look down.
Take me up!
Yeah.
I knew that wouldn't stop you. Let's have our weapons do the talking.
Alright, let's finish this fast.
Here comes another.
Let's move!
Not too far now. Time to say hello.
Fire in the hole! Open!
This isn't over yet.
Open fire!
No, I can just hold this. Very nice. Ooh.
Locked on!
Nope.
Hold on to your hats.
Go! You're free now!
Why are you not
The
exploding
fight
yet?
is done. Sound the retreat.
The fruits of victory taste almost as sweet as ones I've grown myself. At least I won't be in for one of Granny's scoldings.
Well, that explains why you were so fired up today.
Auroron! Since when has your granny ever gone around scolding people like some sort of scary monster, huh? Huh?
Anyway, good workout, huh?
You can say that again. It's not every day you get to enjoy the thrill of battle.
You youngsters sure love a good brawl, huh? Once this is all over, I think I'll need a few days at home to lie down and recover.
Thanks, Granny. Without your support, who knows what might have happened.
I'll have you know that Mualani didn't pull any punches during our little skirmish just now. Next time she shows up at my place asking for a favor, I'm giving her a proper talking to.
Like scolding?
Shows that everyone really was giving it their all. Anyway, after all that, surely we've collected enough sacred flame crystals now.
We have indeed. Let's gather them up and head back. Next up, time for our little play. Aoife, this should be enough, right?
Yeah, plenty. Maybe more than we can even use.
Oh, that's great news. Just goes to show how fired up everyone was. Let's set the remainder aside in case of emergency. Next up, the main event. When do we start?
Just a sec. Before we roll the cameras, let's break it all down one more time. Shortly, you'll all take the sacred flame crystals and place them in front of Milray and Nyan. Then, once Kanich gives the signal, Auroron will do his thing, and the crystals will start giving off a black mist. That'll be the cue to start fighting. Once things get real heated, we'll bring Antu in and have him cast the Spell of Unity. Afterwards, Auroron will clear his black mist, and then we all go back to chilling with each other. Any questions?
Relax. I've played it all through in my head many times now.
Great, then let's do this.
Oh, finally, we've got all the sacred flame crystals we need. Don't worry, little guy, you'll be better in no time.
Ooh. As the Saurians go.
It's just like Eva said. He looks very reluctant to go through with this.
No.
As long as he sees us dispel the curse with his own eyes, we'll be all right. Let's proceed.
Hey, Mualani. That's weird. I feel a bit dizzy.
Special effects team, get in position.
On the case.
On the case.
Now, time to get squabbling. As agreed, we'll start with Mualani.
You've got this, Mualani.
Leave it to me.
Now, listen up, Kachina.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna give you a piece of my mind. You hear me? I'd never have thought you'd do something so terrible, Kachina. Why, I'm positively furious.
What did I do again?
That is a good question.
That is a good question.
Think about that.
I thought you said you were a natural at this.
I am, but I'm struggling to come up with a reason to argue. How am I supposed to tap into old talents when I'm drawing blanks here?
If this goes on much longer, even the little Saurians will realize something's off. Don't get caught up on the reasons for an argument. Just start by setting the atmosphere for one.
Don't panic. I'm thinking. Oh, I know. How about this?
Kachina! You stand accused of the heinous crime of eating my very last Saurus cracker!
Huh?
When we went out for a picnic last night, you ate the last Saurus cracker! How could you have done such an abominable thing? I was saving that for the end!
Real, me too.
I mean, so? You ate way more than I did!
No. You just don't get it! The ones we ate in the middle don't matter. The last one's always the tastiest!
Good. He's starting to buy it. Time to turn up the heat.
Mualani! Isn't it about time you paid up for wrecking my door?
That's a little personal.
You're bringing this up now? You promised to let it go the last time we had dinner together!
And when might that have been?
The last time we had dinner, like I said! We were over at the People of the Springs, and you'd had just a teensy bit too much to drink. You took my hand and said it was all water under the bridge.
Wait, hold on. Have you genuinely forgotten? Oh, this isn't part of your act, is it? And to think I tried so hard.
Mods, there's nuts that need smacked.
Is this what sacred flame crystals can do? It's like you've all become completely different people. Surely our only hope now is for me to...
Can it, Mawika? Do you even have any idea how long I've had to put up with your nonsense?
What? She
Without
loaded.
so much as a heads up, you just dumped some pile of design schematics in my workshop that you'd gotten from who knows where, and then tell me to build you that flame rider or whatever you call it. Then you drive it into the wilderness every single day, and then whenever it breaks down, you send it straight back to me for repair, even when I'm on vacation. Oh, and not to mention your special sunglasses and that precious sword of yours that's impervious to even the hottest of flames. Do you need me to make a list?
This is a little personal.
Is it just me? Or is Shilonen's acting pretty convincing?
She might be the only one who's not actually acting, Kachina.
So sleepy. Why didn't you wake me up this morning, Kanich?
And from now on, I am not taking any more work during holidays, and you're banned from showing up at my vacation spots.
Wait a minute. I remember now. You were the one who kept encouraging me to drink more that evening. Trying to get me drunk so you could write off some old debts, huh? Smooth moves, Mualani. Figured out some tricks to use on old Granny, have you?
Well, well, would you look at that? Oh, these little pipsqueaks suddenly at each other's throats? Oh, what a golden opportunity this could be! Listen up, everyone! Arguing won't solve any problems, so let's settle this with a good old-fashioned fight to the death! I, the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula How, hereby appoint myself your referee! Kanich! Let's start with Kanich! Who's got it in for Kanich? Huh? Whoa, what's wrong? Why are you all looking at me?
Oh, perfect timing.
You. Well, you're the worst. You wasted an entire bucket of ice by taking a bath in it.
And you ate all those crackers I baked. I spent the whole night preparing them.
Always yelling at the top of your lungs. You're a permanent earache in a pint-sized package.
No list would suffice to record the horrible things you've done.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Time out! Time out! Why is this all suddenly aimed at me?
Do you think they lost the plot a little? Or
Oh, how could this be? The argument's spiraling out of control. I can no longer cleanse the evil power within the sacred flame crystals myself. If this goes on much longer, continues for much longer. Oh, how does it go again? Let me see. Oh, yeah. If this goes on much longer,
did she write it on her hand?
We'll be in grave danger. We're so close. If only a brave hero would step forward. Good thing I wrote that all down in advance. Hopefully I sold it.
That's us. You ready, Antu? Antu?
There's no need to save him. Think of what we could accomplish with all those sacred flame crystals.
Fine by me. Let's settle our old scores today. Once and for all. What right do you children of Echoes think you have to point fingers at us? How many times have you wronged us over the years?
Bunch of liars and cowards, banding together like the vermin you are. It's sickening.
Huh! Never have the heavens smiled down upon those who live by the rules. If something's worth having, you've got to take it by force.
I should never have believed you.
It's all my fault. If only I'd never fallen ill in the first place. I don't want to be cured. And I don't want the sacred flame crystals. Please stop fighting, please.
Antu!
You're up, bro!
Grr.
This ends now! We're here to save the day!
Evil power that corrupts the human heart? There's no place for you in Natlan anymore. We will stand united and face the years ahead together. Fly, my dude, fly! Cast the spell of unity, just like I taught you.
Now, Auroran. Got it.
Ooh. That pyroculus.
The path of fate lies bleak. Walls rise in human hearts. Yet those walls we shall break, and we will march on. From this day forth, may worldly strife be no more.
What in the... Look, The evil power is fading.
The magic's working.
Grain fruit chips taste so much better with sweet cheese. That's not even up for debate.
I think you'll find that salted cheese is the classic. The first and best choice in Natland for centuries.
Okay.
Psh, cheese! That's just for kids. I'd never go near it.
Well, I guess you're not completely wrong. They have a unique flavor with salted cheese, too. The perfect storytime snack.
Also great with a glass of wine. Though sweet cheese with a splash of liqueur works well too. Let's have another get-together sometime. Don't worry, I won't bring up the door incident again.
You're amazing, Granny. Next time I'll come with Kachina, and we'll bring some home-baked Saurus crackers and grain fruit chips along.
And some blazed meat stew and volcano cake too.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Sure. In that case, I'll go find Varessa and we'll make you some nice, juice or something. When will you all grow up? Why does it feel like I'm always the only one drinking?
You should stay off the bottle too, Granny. Isn't there some kind of sweet and sour soup that's all the rage with the Masters of the Nightwind right now? What's it called again? Mystique soup? Much better than alcohol, if you ask me.
Wait a minute, what exactly is going on here? Your attitudes towards each other are changing way too fast!
Huh. Wow, that's weird. What was I just saying? I can't remember for the life of me. Can you, Mawika?
Something about wishing I dropped by your workshop more often and how grateful you are that I keep pushing you to achieve the impossible. Life is like climbing a mountain. All the best views are at the top. You just give people that kind of vibe.
Wait, are you serious?
Are you serious?
Just kidding. I'll try my best not to dump any more strange commissions on you.
How into that have you two? Snap out of it, people! It's like you're all under some kind of spell! Quick, Kanich, think of something!
How? I owe you an apology too. I've been too harsh on you.
Huh?
He fell over. He's just flat on the ground. That's so funny.
Gone. Were you the one who helped us?
Awesome job, bro!
Great job, Antu. Now that the sacred flame crystals have been cleansed, we can use them to cure your friend. Don't leave him hanging. Go tell him the good news. Thank you so much, all of you. This turned out even better than I imagined.
See, told you it would all work out. Didn't I mention I'm an old hand at this whole argument game?
You were this close to spilling the beans.
Here, here. Even the kids of our tribe would have done a better job. Tell you what, we're lucky they don't speak our language.
I couldn't help it. Besides, how was I supposed to, criticize Kachina to her face like that?
Mualani. Actually, it was the same for me. Even though I knew it was all just an act, I didn't want to argue with you. Huh? So you were all just playing pretend? Ugh, boring. I'm going back to bed.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Now, all that's left are the ocean zephyrs, right? I heard on the way over that we'd already found some, so it shouldn't take long.
Everyone, over here! Ian-san! And... whoa, that's a lot of saurians!
We've gathered enough ocean zephyrs. I asked them to give them to me, but they wanted to bring them over themselves. So we came together. Here, I think this should be enough.
Just hang on a moment, everyone. I'll go mix the ingredients. Hey, Kakuku, dude, less chat, more help.
Sure thing, bro. I've got you, bro.
Now comes the most important step of all.
This is it. The moment we've all been waiting for. O sacred flame crystal, forged by the will of many, please work your wonders and drive this sickness away.
Ooh, special cutscene.
Cheer up, bro. It's always tough to lose a friend. But in this case,
That was so
our parting
sweet.
is their reunion. Antu's already wandered the world for way too long. But now that you're all fixed up, he could be at peace. His final wish was to be reunited with his bro, and he's done that. We should be happy for him, just like he celebrated your recovery. Thanks a ton, everyone. With your help, I've been able to do what my ancestor could not. Not only did we save this little Saurian from his torment, we also made a historic contribution to the study of phlogiston-related diseases. As a physician, I'm honestly feeling touched and overwhelmed.
Well said. Then without further ado, I hereby announce that the Bloomflower trials have come to a successful close. From my perspective, though, this competition had another meaning. Throughout the event, I didn't witness any arguments, scheming, or plotting for personal gain. All 6 tribes united to accomplish something truly remarkable. Even without the threat of the Abyss, we're still as close as family. We've surpassed those who came before us, and in the future, our people will surely grow more united still. So, in keeping with our traditions, it's time for a celebration. Let's make this a lively one, people.
Woohoo!
As it happens, I picked a whole batch of fresh vegetables just yesterday. I'll go get them now.
Leave the meat to me.
And don't you dare skimp on it, Kanich.
I'll go gather the others. Many hands make light work. And besides, the best meals are always ones prepared together.
See you tonight, everyone.
See you tonight! Paimon's ready for a feast and a half.
Oh, but first I need to grab that tang. Oh, these are enemies. Oh, I guess we're fighting now.
Too close. I got you covered. Into the wind.
Don't run away now.
In this corn. Oh, my ping is so bad. Chat, are you okay? Well, my OBS seems to be fine. My ping is bad though. Makes me nervous. Disk space. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, I keep getting less and less disk space every time I stream. And it stresses me out. Yippee! Yeah, you missed a target. It's okay though. I got it.
Fancy a slice of volcano cake? I baked it myself.
Ooh, in that case, Paimon'd be glad to oblige. Mmm, so good. Paimon's tempted to eat the whole cake.
Go ahead. I made this specially for you guys.
Ooh.
Sweet cakes help people forget their worries. And I hope everyone could be happy every day.
You seem to have bounced back, Kachina. I see the cloud hanging over your head during the competition has disappeared.
Yep, I'm feeling much better. I definitely was unsure about where my future lay for a while there. But reading through those old scrolls, I realized that the 6 tribes haven't always been so united. They used to argue a lot, and even got into big fights. I've never experienced anything like that. I can barely imagine such a harsh way of life. I love Natland the way it is today, and I love spending time with my friends. As Uncle Pakal once told me, the harder something is to come by, the more we should treasure it. So, I've decided to always do my best to help, and make sure my friends are happy. Most importantly, I want us all to stay united, forever and ever. I haven't figured out exactly how I'm gonna do that, but I can start with what I'm good at, like baking delicious crackers and cakes to share with everyone.
Kachina, you're a good kid.
You know what? Paimon just had an idea. You could open a cake shop. That way Paimon will be able to enjoy your cakes even more often than she already does.
You really think so? I'll have to get Moalani to teach me how to run a shop then. Baking delicious desserts every day and making everyone smile. That does sound like a wonderful life. Thanks, guys. I think I might have found a new goal to work towards.
Good luck. I'll be rooting for you all the way.
By the way, Paimon hasn't seen Aoife or that Cuckoo-thesaurus yet. Any idea where they went?
Before the party, I heard he was planning on heading up that hill to pay respects to his ancestor. They're not back yet?
If he doesn't get back soon, all the best food's gonna be gone. Guess we've got no choice but to take the cake with us and go check on them.
Take the cake with us. Anyway, I saw a lot of people here.
Want some more cake? I made plenty.
Yes, I do want more cake. That's a silly question. Of course I want more cake.
I owe you an apology too. I've been too harsh on you. Wish I could have frozen that moment in time so you could just listen to yourself.
A few more drinks, and who knows? You might hear it again. In your dreams.
In your dreams.
The more meat you eat, the faster you'll recover.
I'm sorry, is her vision? No, it is. For a second, I thought her vision wasn't like detailed like visions usually are, like on the shoulder or whatever. Like it's a separate entity on top of things. But that, yeah, it is. It's detailed. We're fine.
I'm curious. How did you create that black mist?
It was just an illusion. If Granny had been the one doing it, she could have come up with something much more impressive.
All right. You can stop with the flattery. Just an illusion? You're already good enough to fool me.
Oh, is that incident still on your mind? I didn't exactly have a choice back then.
Relax. I'm not here to dig up the past. I'm just saying you've got a real knack for illusions. And that's something to be proud of.
Thanks, Granny.
Okay. Hers is detailed too. It just bounces a lot when she runs. Hello, you three.
A toast to the successful conclusion of the Bloomflower trials. Cheers!
The barely
Cheers.
rendered cup.
Finally. A few days off.
Can't handle it.
Planning a vacation, are we?
Judging from my experience with the pilgrimage, things are pretty quiet for a few days after competitions. There usually isn't much trouble.
Yeah, competitions do take a lot out of everyone. We all need a good rest.
Cheers to that. And a long overdue break.
Yeah, buddy. I'm stealing your vegetables. The carrot! Okay, we're fine. We got the carrot.
Try some. Try some. How do they taste?
Delicious, as always. It's your signature dish after all.
How? Yum!
This wine's amazing.
He's so
Of course.
tall.
Wouldn't have made it into my collection otherwise. Drink as much as you like today, people. I mean, I owe you all one, don't I?
We might just have to take you up on that.
As much as we like? You might regret saying that.
All right. Bring it on.
I've kept the extra sacred flame crystals for future use. Next time you need some, just come to me. Also, this is my first time acting in a play like this. I find I really enjoyed it. What did you think of my acting skills?
You're a natural thespian.
Oh, really? Well then, next time something like this comes up, don't forget to keep me in the loop.
Okay, I think that's everyone. Let's head out. Let's look for Aoife. So damn far away.
Let's ride!
Yippee!
Yo, Ancestor Man. Guess you're reunited with Antu already? I have a Kukasaur companion too, so I totally get how you must have felt. First time I saw this dude, he was out in the wild, being bullied by other saurians because of his unusual appearance. He'd been pecked all over the place, bleeding from head to toe. He barely made it. I gave him some meds, and from then on, he just stuck to me like glue. Even wound up becoming my assistant.
Thanks, bro.
Hey, Don't mention it, dude. Being on the road with me as a vet was never gonna be an easy gig. One time when we were treating a sick Saurian, Kakuku got infected too. He ran a high fever, and I searched everywhere for ingredients and did everything I could for him. But despite giving it my all, he was right on the edge, man. And all I could do was keep praying. If he hadn't recovered, I know I'd have felt the same guilt you did. Luckily, he managed to pull through, and he even stayed by my side, helping me ever since. He's a solid assistant, no question. So yeah, Kakuku, I'm the one who should be thanking you.
Hey, don't mention it, dude.
Your medicine born of guilt? Don't sweat it. We'll keep improving it as we go. You have my word. That way, no one else will ever have to feel the same guilt that you did ever again.
Yippee!
Huh? Yo, bros. What brings you guys here?
Bringing our bros some cake, of course. Katina made these herself, you know. They're incredible.
For real?
They're
In that case, I
incredible.
gotta...
Oh, wow. That's awesome, bro.
Hey, save some for me.
Very nice. Rescue the little Saurian. We did it. Complete all trials. Offense. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I have to play the damn game. Are you telling me I have to play the game? I don't know what to do. Okay, let's see. Let's just look at it. Let's just look. If it's unvoiced, then we won't be doing it on stream, but... okay. Let's just see what it is. Ain't no harm in it. Ain't no harm. You. Sorry. You. We meet at last. Welcome to Blueflower Trials. What exactly the Blueflower Trials is about? I don't need it. I don't need the rundown. I already know everything. More or less. Don't sweat. If you got questions, come find me. The competition isn't that complicated. Okay, thanks. For nothing. In each trial, there's a specific character must participate. Oh, no. No offensive route, all travelers need to complete various challenges to charge ritual items and use these to destroy enemy camp barriers thereby achieving victory in the martial battles. Eh. Okay. Sorry. In defensive battles, travelers need to prevent their own flag from being destroyed. Stop doing things. Sorry. Hello, the Saurian Expedition Supply Station. Y'all going out to look for ocean ciphers? Time and tide wait for no man. The Ocean Zephyr picking squad's already left. Though these young'uns want to help, no matter how hard Mr. Aoife and Mr. Cuckoo try to teach them, they don't quite get what an Ocean Zephyr is. To honor their enthusiasm, Mr. Aoife let them join the expedition, although what counts as an expedition was left up to them. Whether it's yummy green fruit or shiny trinkets, they can collect whatever they want. All that matters is that they get back safely. Paimon gets it. Well, they sure look happy. Stay safe, little ones. The outside world's full of bad guys. We're here to guide the little Saurians along to their expeditions. If you're interested, you can check it out. This looks like an actual fun one. You move the camera to explore the areas on the side. Oh, Saurians, favorable terrain. Okay. A Saurian will also execute and accelerate if you switch to it while on a favorable terrain. This actually looks like fun. Let's see what it's about. Guide the little Saurians. I don't need to read. You must direct the Saurian help gain the special number of precious grain fruit. Magma will rain down on the field at intervals, dealing damage to creatures within its AoE. When a warning zone is fully lit, take evasive maneuvers. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah. He's fine. No, he's not fine. Speed. Oh, we may have messed up. We're fine. No! Go down. Shit. Chat, we're in danger. We're fine. We're built different. We're gonna get hit anyway, so it doesn't matter. Ah! No. Why are we finishing? Whatever. Select stage. Doesn't matter. We just need to collect the total. Not all of them. Huh? Really show the patrols along the fixed route. Take care not to enter its line of sight. Hiding spot. Ooh. Okay. 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 I think I missed it. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, just go back down. I'm a genius at this. Chat, I don't want to alarm you. I might be a genius. Oh, I might not be a genius. We did it. We got gold. Perfect. Select stage. What's the next one? The magma and a volcano. Ooh, boy. What? Wrathful volcanoes in a specified direction or all directions at intervals. Okay. I thought maybe if it was like if they see you, they'll shoot you with lava, which doesn't make sense. Because volcanoes, I don't know if you know this, volcanoes don't have eyeballs. Quick, go, go, go. Run, little Saurian. Run less! Okay, we're fine. We're fine. It turns out we're gamer. Oh, none of them are good at this one. Uh-oh. Run, little sky. Little guy. It's too late. We're gonna have to go through. Run faster, little guy. Yippee! What do you mean volcanoes are wonderful this time of year? I don't know about that one. What is this? Vigilant patrols. Hilly troll stationed on high to survey its surroundings periodically changes which direction it's looking at. Oof. Okay, so they're like the volcanoes. I fear no man. I might fear a man, though. Go fast, little guy. guess we're gonna have to go this way now. Get out of here. They were too fast. Run, run, get out of there. Get out of the little thesaurus. Oh no. None of you are good at this. Yeah, go there. Uh-oh. Speed run! New record. Okay. Let's keep going, I guess. Even though I definitely want to be done. Intermittent tides wash over the stage, causing some areas to switch between land and water type terrains. Okay. I hear you. I guess we're going this way now. I don't make the rules, chat. This little thesaurus does. Uh-oh. No, keep that, go up. Uh-oh. Might as well just go through it, I guess. Woo. There we go. Easy. We don't need to engage in the mechanics, to be honest. Okay. Easy. I don't need to engage. Ugh. Run, little thesaurus. Run. we're fine. Ah, you boy. You boy. Which means none of us are gonna be effective here. I'm goated with the sauce. Goat now. Whew. That's no good. That was no good, little Soren. I was like, please don't turn my way. Yay! That's all the stages. We did it. It was super easy. Chat, we're coated with the sauce. I love Primo gems. Nice. Yeah. Oh, there's so much to do. Oh, there's so much to do over there. It's stressing me out. How much do we have time for this? How much time? 6 days. We'll be fine. She'll scarf them all down. I have not done what I'm supposed to do. I still have 4 hours. Let me see. I only have 4? I want to get Janssen. I want to get Janssen so bad. But I don't have the money. I don't have the primos to pull for her. I really don't want to go into this getting one of the 4 stars I need only to miss out on the other one. Whatever. Anyway. I suppose that's it. Exit to login interface. Let's I suppose we call it there, huh? Oh, yippee! And I got all the drops. All the Genshin drops. They're mine now. So, in the end, suppose we won. Tomorrow is Wednesday, which means we're supposed to do a Souls game. The only problem is we're not doing Elden Ring this week. After this week, we should be able to return to Elden Ring as normal. But this week, we don't be doing Elden Ring. I haven't decided what we're doing in replacement of it because I still don't have Lies of P installed. So, Ishwapsi, my bad. But I don't know. That's that. And then on the weekend, we'll be doing Kingdom Hearts. So, make sure you stick around for that. Now we'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the video was good. I hoped the event was fun. I'm so glad they're all voiced. That was fun. That was fun. Thank you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye forever. Bye-bye.